Okay,
My
so is
point
a
is,
murder if they're an extra dimensional being?
yes.
Are we sending off that sending message?
If you want to do that right this second, go ahead. I figured we were going to maybe get the things under control here first.
I thought we had evacuated the town for the most part at this
I
point.
don't know if we were successful in that. I don't remember.
Well, you got some of the townspeople out of the town square with you.
So that's a no. Okay.
Did you succeed at saving everyone?
No.
Not likely.
Look, we can't protect people from themselves.
I mean, half the town's been sucked in here, including the at least half the mill where you left the orc miller laying.
You see, I didn't realize the hole was that big. You did not make that obvious.
Yeah, can we get a visual representation of the whole
Yes,
There's
please
a
do.
black. Wait, you guys don't actually see
on the
that?
map?
No,
Oh,
we
no.
don't.
Don't.
Oh,
It's
problem.
on the GM layer.
That's why I got confused.
It's not on the GM layer. It's the aura is not set to C. There you go.
Oh,
shit.
oh my!
Okay,
Wow.
that makes a lot more sense. All right.
I'm sorry.
Also-
I thought you guys could actually see this and had an idea of how big the hole was.
No, I thought the
No.
hole was like that big.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
what
thought
I
it was
thought
like
too.
maybe hitting the red houses.
Yeah.
The hole sucked in the entire castle and then some because it's everything within 500 feet of the dude.
Okay, that makes way more sense. All
Have we
right.
figured out what these egg stone
No.
things are yet?
There were points
No.
of
Yeah,
interest.
what those egg stone things are markers on your map. That's all they are. Because if you zoom in, they should have labels on them. Which
They
I'm
have
pretty
labels.
sure it yes,
We
they
can't
do.
see those either.
I
Yeah,
can
you
see the
can, but-
labels. This
Yeah,
is the
I can
stables.
see the
This is
labels.
I
the town
can.
square.
Stables
the
at the very least. Keep.
And,
And then over
and
here
the mill.
I'm also Dreamy. I'm pretty sure the comedian is down that hole.
Let's refresh.
Did they lower Tyler Perry into the hole?
the comedian. What comedian?
Hello.
Well, a corpse. But yeah, that makes way more
No,
sense.
I still can't see any labels on those.
Odd because I
I
can
can
see the labels.
labels.
I can see the labels.
They
I
are
can.
set to see.
Well, I was muted. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
What about corpses, huh? I didn't do it.
Yes, you did.
All right.
We all did.
I'm throwing Link's character into the void because they are a witness.
I see.
And then I
Also,
just-
by the way,
I also
we've
jump in because no witnesses.
we vastly underestimated the size of this hole, and nobody told us until just now.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
That
that's weird. I
way-
can't
that-
see the labels.
That gray mark on the map is the hole that we made when we killed the nerd.
Does anybody else not see the labels? Because they're all set to players see. So
I see them.
I see them.
I definitely see them.
yeah, dude, I don't know what the problem is on the labels. They've all got them. It's basically stables, town square, keep, and mill. So I mean,
I think you mean crater.
Well, no, the stables are okay.
The
yes, at
horses,
this
thank
point,
God.
crater
Is it still expanding though?
is what's still standing.
Expanding.
Expanding.
Is the hole still expanding?
No, this is the extent of the hole.
500 feet in each direction.
500
That's the
feet
extent.
in each direction from your extra dimensional beastie who could warp reality around him.
Quick, somebody throw in a bag of holding. I want to watch a firework go off. It's 4th of July weekend.
Right. We should probably help. We should probably help people out.
Yeah.
Let's get things under control here. First.
500 feet, huh?
500 feet in every direction.
Woo! I don't see any
That
labels, by the way.
up.
Oh, now I do. Okay.
At least most of
Well-
the farmland is still here.
Hey, half
Or
the mill,
whatever
a quarter,
still
a quarter of the
remains.
mill's still there.
Why the hell can you all see these labels, but I can't?
You don't see this little blue circle that says, little blue crystal that says
Dude,
keep?
I put a screenshot in
Oh, I
Discord
didn't
as
look.
far as what I can see, and I
Oh, that's
cannot see those.
bizarre.
I don't know.
I
Is
don't
there
even
a
see
setting
that
yet
one.
checked?
I see what Dreamy sees.
Wait, I don't even see that one that you're
Interesting.
looking at.
I was gonna say it's worth. Yeah, it's worth noting
Are
that.
you?
Hold on.
I
Oh
don't.
no, I see it now.
I don't
Scroll to
see
the
that
right.
one. Oh, way over
Scroll to the
there.
right.
Okay. Grassy hole.
It is in fact a gassy hole.
No. Oh, it is a. Oh no. I thought it said grassy hole.
No, it'll be
Listen.
grassy in a few years when the vegetation.
Even
comes
better
back.
than a gassy knoll.
Check
How
your
bizarre.
options and see if you have hover over to show token nameplate and bar overlay. Checked.
Well, even
Also,
doing
you
that,
can just
it
hover
doesn't.
over.
Okay, yeah, having that checked would turn it off. You also can't hover over them to make it show up, so uncheck that. It should show up.
So is that checked?
Oh, yeah. Actually, it is.
So if you uncheck it, you should be fine.
Mr. Raso.
Because they're not actual player tokens. You can't hover over them and see names and stuff. I gotcha.
I don't know why you can't hover over them. That's weird, but
I'm gonna blame
it's just
Roll20.
using them as easy ways to put markers on the map and meme them.
Oh no, that makes
Well,
perfect sense.
here's the better question. What do we do now? Assume everybody.
Prob-
Threshold?
we should
See you guys.
prob-
Good luck with your giant hole. See you later. We got a town to take back.
We should probably deal with the crisis.
Well, we
here.
dealt with it, and now the ramifications are not in my wheelhouse.
Unfortunately, they're in mine.
Ah, fair enough. Oh, it's sunny
Yeah.
out. Ow, my eyes.
Yeah, you're staying here to deal with it whether you want to or not, sucker.
Corbin
Also,
walks
I'd like to
off into the
imagine,
hole.
What's up?
I like to imagine that the "It's sunny out my eyes" happened in game.
Yes. Well, we were staring into a black abyss, and now it's sunny. Is the hole like? Is it just a hole now, or is it still like a void, or is that gone now?
It is a gaping, somewhat smoky crater.
Okay, so it's not like you can step into it and fall into the void. Now it's just an actual crater.
It is an actual crater. There is a deeper hole where the keep used to be.
Yeah, but
It is
like
very
it's not
very
still a void.
Huh?
It's not still a void. Like the void's gone now. It floated and it's gone.
It's just land.
Okay, just
Well,
land.
another name for a void is a hole, and there's a hole in the
Okay, listen
ground. So
here,
one could say
you.
there's a void in the ground.
There's a hole in my heart if you don't stop talking.
So what you're saying is you should keep talking.
It's just land.
The
Break it.
crater. Like the town went like this with the castle up here, right? My bad. Castle art.
It's
Okay.
not bad. It's not bad.
Especially since I'm freehanding with a mouse. It is now more like this with a deeper hole under here, under where the castle was.
Let's explore the hole.
Well, you should maybe not.
Toot toot, go down the hole.
I mean, we have Featherfall. Issue would
If
be
you
getting
want, if
back
you
up.
want to go down, if you want to go down the hole, I am not going to take any responsibility for you.
And are small. He can
Anar
You
can
can do
also fly.
yep.
So if Anar, if Anar wants to go scout the hole, like I don't think like that's all on him.
Let's scout the hole.
Okay, Cecilia will just.
While they do whatever they're doing, Anar will go scout the hole and the protuberance in there.
Do you relay this to the others, or
Sure.
All right. The crater is basically a wasteland. It's got like dark smoke rising from it and kind of pooling in areas. And down where the castle, like where the center of the castle was, there is a hole leading down into the earth, which is just kind of spewing out this black, cloudy stuff. You can't really see into it. You would have to go into the hole if you wanted to investigate, and that means exposing yourself to whatever that smoke is.
Good news. That's what Anar wanted to do already.
Yes. I mean, is this smoke natural or is it completely unnatural? And if unnatural, then is there is it
Go
does
smell
it
it and
look
tell
like
us.
it's yes related to anything in particular? It smells a little like burnt snake.
Are you going to go breathe it in?
My chemistry day said no. You're gonna waif it at best.
Do not
So-
lick the science.
Sometimes you can lick the science.
So
Not
in
this science.
smoke, looking at it, roll me a perception check.
I'm so good at those. I wasn't bad at that.
In the smoke, you see various shifting and shadowy forms that kind of seem to half exist and flit to and fro within the smoke. It doesn't seem very natural, but then, this entire place was a town a few minutes ago and not a great big gaping smoking hole.
This is true.
In fact, you're a learned wizard. You have a feeling that the smoke may have come from whatever plane that that creature originally came from.
Oh, good. Not that I know that in character.
Smells like the Shadowfell.
Not that I know that in character, but oh, good.
Okay, yeah, we're not touching this anymore because that place is no bueno. It is muy no bueno. Muy mal. No es
Muy
bueno.
mal. No es bueno.
Vamos.
So
Boy.
the people that you got out of the way of this thing seem to be kind of wandering around in shock, wondering what the heck happened. But none of them have
Anybody got common
turned
torches?
accusing eyes on you per se yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
What? I zoned out for a second. What was drawn up here?
Okay, in blue is the mountain or the hill in which the castle with the dots appears on, and then the
Uh-huh.
line with the tongue is now the crater and whatever the shadow stuff is coming from there. And I cannot say anything about the arms on whoever drew that in there.
I drew the arms for the hell of it.
Aha!
Okay.
It looked like a
Okay.
point. It gave it eyes.
It's grimace.
if
Drusus will motion to anyone who can read and write to follow him.
All right, I'm following.
I will
Great.
assume that Uh,
I see. If you can take records, please come with me. The rest of you just kind of make sure nobody starts getting violent or
Does that
that
include
they're all
Certos?
okay.
Does that include Certos?
I
Honest question.
assume most of the clergy can read and write, unless
Once
they
once
like just
Anar
join.
once Anar gets back, he'll help.
Certos does understand like the script and everything, so
But that's very
Would
different
that
than
in-
being able to write.
scripture. Yeah.
would that include Liara? I don't know.
Probably not.
You are related, related noble to the house,
Yeah,
aren't you?
if you're a noble, the answer is yes.
I don't think I'm a noble, but I am a house mage. So
If you serve a house in like in a high capacity such as that, then probably
I mean,
Okay.
you
generally
have to be able
speaking,
to read messages to the master and write them back to him.
the unless you specifically say no, I can't read or write, then every character in D&D can read and write.
Well, yes, that's a general D&D rule, but this being a custom setting, it gets a little different. Like I'm
I
sure
assume
even
it's
if your
pretty
background doesn't note
probably.
it, you can come up with a reason why you could read and write if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, if you are a free person, you probably have the ability to read and write to some extent. Now, whether it's as nice as say somebody else might do, that's a different question.
So he would specify those of you trained in writing. And he would actually tell Larisha that she does not have to assist in this. He's mainly looking to Cecilia Anar when he returns
Oh,
in Certos.
okay. All right. I
I mean,
guess I won't
you
then.
can help if you. He's not going to. This is going to be very menial work. I'll be upfront about it, and he's not going to assign that to you.
Oh my god.
Nice.
All right.
I'll remind people that severity D100s work the opposite. So 100 is very good for you. 1 is very bad.
Okay. Well, if
Anyways,
you would, I'll help if you would like me to. But if not, maybe
he'll
trying.
tell you that you don't have to, but if you say you still want to, he's not going to stop you.
Okay. Um, I'm probably not going to then. I've got other helpful things I could be doing. But I would definitely thank you for allowing me to, for not like making me, if that makes sense.
Anybody got a prestidigitation?
No.
Sorceress?
Hold on. Yes, I do.
Is
Can you use
prestidigitation?
that on somebody else's voice? Or thaumaturgy. I mean thaumaturgy.
Corvin has
Yeah,
thaumaturgy.
probably Certos.
Corvin has thaumaturgy, but he's not here. Is Corvin here? I don't think so.
Ooh.
The
The
paladin.
barbarian.
The
Yeah.
paladin.
I don't know why I keep thinking of him as a barbarian.
No, he
Maybe
has
because he
thaumaturgy.
hasn't smited enough yet.
No, if we had known we were going to do it, we could have switched out one of our cantrips for it.
Anyway, so Drusus will try to be as loud as possible. And
Yes.
try to gather everybody's attention. Like, good people of Grassy Knoll, I understand you are likely very confused as to the events that have just transpired. perhaps quite a bit more. If we could begin first, my associates here would like to take down your names and where you are from, as well as what you might remember about your time here or what happened just before that. And then once that is done, we will work out a plan together as to what to do next and see where we can go from here.
For a moment, there's just confused silence and murmuring. And then somebody speaks up and goes, "Who are you?"
I am Drusus Centenius Corellius.
Just out of
Oh,
curiosity, y'all, I want if anyone was looking at Corbin, the second they ask who are you, he opens his mouth and takes a deep breath, but Drusus stops him or interrupts him, or he speaks before him, but he was about to just go into this huge thing about
Nice.
being Corvin Zanowar, the legendary gladiator.
Nice.
Somebody else kind of holds up a hand timidly.
yes.
Where are we?
This town, based on the maps, was known as Grassy Knoll. Please, um, it seems many of you are confused. We are still trying to ascertain as much information as we can ourselves. The first step to this is making sure that you all remember um, not only your own identities, who you are. If you struggle with that, please do not worry. We need to know though who does remember and who does not. Those of you who do, we will take that down so that we may assist you in returning home if you wish. Those that do not, we will work with you to ascertain your identity.
Why is this hole here?
The short version is that there was a quite monstrous creature living within the keep, and it seems that his death caused a rather violent reaction. As it was quite a monstrosity. I myself have never seen or heard of anything like it. He seemed to be keeping you all here against your will.
He goes by many names, one of which is in-laws.
How do you know this when we can't? We barely remember how we got here.
Well, we were only here for a short time. You see, less than a day. It seems the longer you are here, the less you remember about your time before. From what we gather, most of you have likely been here for weeks, months, perhaps even years.
They all generally look confused, and there's some grumbling.
I understand the confusion, the discontent. You are all in a strange place. You almost feel as though you've awoken from a dream. As I said, my associates and I will be taking down your names, and from there we can work to get you home. That is the most important thing right now, is making sure you all are safe and that you may return home. Yes, I believe I asked for their names, where they're from, and the last thing they remember.
We'll have to
And as
gently
people
break
write things down, Drusus will float in between the lines, talk to people and comfort them and help them.
So this is what everybody is doing at this point.
Essentially, the
what do we?
literate folk are writing. The people not
Yep.
trained to write are essentially standing guard.
What do we tell the ones from Threshold? about the situation.
Nothing currently.
Okay.
It seems that they don't need more shock right now.
Okay.
So most of them are able to remember their names. As you interview, you see patterns start to emerge. Most of them remember their names, but not much else. They remember that they were traveling in most cases, and then everything else is kind of a jumble, is how they would put it. It's not quite that they don't remember, it's more the things they remember don't make a lot of sense to them. Some of them remember doing many different jobs in town or having many different things that they did. Well, some remember only doing one thing, but they all kind of remember the town. They remember feasts and parties, but it feels like, they drank too much and must have blacked out. The mayor doesn't remember being the mayor of the town.
Okay, that was going to be my next question: is did the mayor live?
The mayor did live, yes. The mayor somehow made it out. I mean, most of the people who were gathered into the town square made it out. There's no sign of the miller. There's no sign of a few of the other people who were closer to the castle.
If those of you not writing want something to do, I might suggest you scour near the crater for survivors.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Bruise.
Corbin will do this.
Helping out, trying to look for survivors absolutely sounds like a good call.
I mean, you search around the crater for other survivors, but don't find anything.
I will use prestidigitation to clean people up. I guess.
Clean up the vomit that's been sitting on their shirts for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can clean people up. Some
Okay,
people-
first background question.
Mhm.
Since this is not 1-to-1 with Rome, do women serve in the Legion?
That is an excellent question.
Yes.
It is.
Okay. And then what are we what are we looking at in terms of demographics of the survivor group, as far as are there any really old or really young, or are they all 20 to 40 somethings?
That's implying
I'd say
people with
you might
40.
find a few children out here, but most of them are in that range, 20 to 40 something. No, nobody really old.
Are you going to
A
conscript
few
people?
a few of grizzled description, but nobody hunched over.
Nobody like in their 60s, 70s. No elder statesmen.
You're conscripting people. I love this.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It is a thought, though.
Okay.
It is the current plan, but it's not in stone. I mean,
if there
where do
were
people go
elderly,
when
it's
they don't
possible that
have a purpose?
if there were elderly, it's possible that they weren't able to make it out of the area of effect in time.
Or they were the first to be eaten.
That
My
may
life
also
is
be true.
coming to an end. I'm just going to eat you.
Old people aren't that fun at parties. You can't hold your liquor. Your dance kind of funny, but only for about 5 minutes.
Pin the hip on the pensioner.
It's just old people are so complaining. Like come on, have some fun. If you fall, just get up again. Don't just sit there and complain.
Back
But-
in
That
my
works.
day, the
You're
picking.
music was only played in 9/5 notation.
But if they can't get up, then what?
Well, maybe they should just get up.
No, so you want them to get up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, exactly. Just get up. Like, it's not hard.
All right, so once everybody's done taking down names, so the vast majority of people do not remember where they're from, is what I'm getting.
No, they remember traveling, but they can't all have arrived here at the same time. You figure, just given the variation in ages between people, but they remember traveling. They have a vague idea of traveling, from south of here or from such, but not why they were headed or where they were headed or what happened.
Is there anyone perhaps particularly exotic?
That's gonna be my question. Like, if there was any like full-blooded elves or anything.
No, you find no full-blooded elves among them.
So
It's a
everyone here,
mixture of,
there's at least a possibility that they're Imperial citizens.
yeah, you find more. This seems to be like a mixture of Imperial demographics more than anything.
Anar will make a note to check for to send in for missing peoples.
The good people of, well, I suppose you don't really feel you're of this place, but good people of the Empire. We shortly will be making a return trip to Threshold. You are, while we cannot promise rations, I believe there's food in the town for the trip. We will offer you protection.
Port Amelia for them first.
Or Port Amelia. I got the two mixed up.
I was worried we were gonna storm Threshold with them.
We've made our army. We're
Horrifically
storming it.
bad.
Would use the MDT and fodder.
We are
Wow,
on a
that-
return
that
trip to
got
Port
dark.
Amelia. We will protect you to the best of our ability. We do have one stop to make. But when we are there, we will attempt to look through the records, see if we may identify you. If we may, then we will, of course, do our best to send you back home, wherever that may be. Perhaps being there, seeing the people you used to know, will jog your memories of that time. If perhaps you wish for a fresh start, or cannot wait, and need to begin a new life right away, perhaps for coin reasons or whatever it may be, you are welcome, as all are, to aid others in the Empire, as there are other cities that have fallen to those of a unsavory element. We were able to save you, but there are others held against their will in other places. But we will address that when we get to Port Amelia. For now, please gather whatever food and traveling supplies you can from the remaining homes, and prepare yourself for a journey. My associates and I will do all we can to make sure you arrive safely at Port Amelia.
We should make a note that some of these people might need the spell modify memory put on them.
So they look in general a little lost at your instructions, just kind of milling around.
Drusus will sort of look over the party for a minute. Felix, Cecilia, you're both good at finding things. Corvin, you're loud and good at giving directions, yes?
Except in
guess.
this. At least not good at finding the mute button.
Corbin, are you here? I don't think Corbin's here.
Chris?
Sorry, I'm talking to Mom. What's up?
You're loud and good at giving directions, yes?
Sure.
Perhaps the four of us should guide these people into the buildings to gather food and clothing and the like.
Other provisions.
Yep. Just give me direction. Just give me instructions.
No, that's your
Grab a group
hold
of
on,
people,
hold-
go into the homes, find food and anything else.
Uh,
All
may
right,
help
everybody, we're going on a scavenging
help-
party. Let's go.
Drusus, do we just want to abandon the place, or do we want to see about making a new town entirely?
Well,
Problem for a later date.
I mean, like, the buildings are
Corbin's gonna
on,
use.
but the farmland is
I-
still here.
Yeah, I suppose in the next couple of weeks the buildings will still be here.
Corbin.
At the same time,
Crater could actually make a
wait.
very good tourist attraction.
Wait, I'm not actually in this conversation. Never mind.
You can be. You can insert yourself.
Speaking of Crater,
Might be a
Anar's going
good
to
competition
relay
for-
his. Go ahead.
I was just saying it might be good competition for the town down south to have the tourist attraction up here as well.
Yes.
Corbin's gonna use thaumaturgy and just start shouting orders to gather around him and collect and go into houses to collect things.
Do you have
Yes,
thaumaturgy?
you are strong and
Yeah.
imposing and like you know.
I have it as my
So when News was
I was
asking who
asking
had
for that earlier.
thaumaturgy,
Oh, I didn't hear that. Weird. I
I said
Hmm.
Corbin had thaumaturgy. Nobody
Oh,
Yeah, you did
I
say
know what's
Corbin,
wrong.
and we asked Corbin, and we didn't get an
Oh.
answer from Corbin.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I had my volume turned all the way down while I was talking to my mom.
That's fair.
Don't worry, Dream. I'm sure Anar is waiting to say that in character, and then I'll be like, no, we're
Yes,
gonna abandon
yes.
the fuck out of this place.
yes,
Well, no,
exactly.
certainly we'll have mages in the lake come to deal with any residual magical energy as much, of course. But once it's deemed safe, great tourist
Or-
attraction.
Gateways to the Shadowfell?
Yeah, that.
Not just residual magics, torn rip in reality to the Shadowfell.
With all due respect,
That
using
does tend to leave a lot of residual.
using this
likes.
as a tourist trap
Yeah, it is.
kind of wise.
Hold on, I need to go to the name generator for a moment.
Oh my god,
A sense of soul in search of danger.
that is true, Cecilia. But
Stay
at the
away.
same
Dream, if you don't
time,
mind, I'm about to come up with the name for the mage house.
but at the same time,
Here we go.
I would like us to, after the situation at Threshold is resolved, to have the trained mages and the Legion and such come and investigate.
I'm sure.
before we make-
Yes, I'm sure the mages of House Ninius would do perfectly fine. I like that. That sounds like Ninny.
So
I was
Cecilia's
thinking
going to Cecilia's going to look for some resources with the townsfolk and just try and reassure them everything during the time. She does.
So, I mean, it is quite dark by this point. But the houses, as you lead people through the houses, they are confused because sometimes they recognize a piece of a life, or they see a like a picture or painting of somebody on the wall. It's like, wait, this is me. You know, but they can't quite associate it with themselves.
Maybe in time we can do some rehabilitation, get your memories back.
And
Drusus
there's some
would say,
trepidation because they're like, we don't know whose house is what.
currently it's all communal. Our
Yes.
house.
As you
We
say,
will all be sharing provisions and clothing. I says you. You all will be sharing provisions and clothing for the trip. We're just trying to gather as much as we can.
One sec.
I know. It makes perfect sense of just being a bud.
I know.
We could sort that out later too.
Our picture.
Our picture, comrade.
so. Like I said, it is pretty well dark here at this point. What do you guys want to do after you gather together supplies for the town for the journey?
After we gather supplies, we should probably go ways out from town.
Stand back.
We just for now, so that we're not sleeping 5 feet from the crater.
Don't want to sleep crater.
No. So just probably
There's
unless
perfectly good houses.
unless someone has a better idea, we should probably march for an hour or something before we let people rest. Something to have that buffer. Unless you just
Yeah,
want to have them sleep here.
No, I do agree as far as getting distance from the town.
So,
Oh man, the prefect's gonna be furious with us
Why?
because we're gonna be over here dumping another couple hundred refugees on a city that clearly can't handle it.
Okay, first, actually, how many people survived?
first,
True.
how many people actually survived? About 200.
So a couple hundred people
Yes.
that need
Sec-
home that we don't have.
Second, there's a real easy place for them to find a place to sleep, food, and coin.
That is true.
Are you thinking in the woods?
No, we're
No.
thinking we're drafting them.
Yes.
Where are you drafting them to?
The Legion. That is take care, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he was thinking. He wants to.
Yeah, the Legion.
If they need beds, housing, or boarding,
I mean, they don't know whether they have any discernible skills or not. They cannot currently establish imperial citizenship, any property, anything of the sort. As far legally, as far as the state's concerned, these people don't exist.
Drusus, lawful good.
Exactly.
I mean, it makes, to his credit, this makes logical sense, and
It's
this guarantees
it's
that they will have
utilitarian good. It's utilitarian good, and it follows the law.
It might not be the neutral good thing to do, but it is definitely the lawful good thing to do.
Yes.
You know, half of them are escaped slaves.
Good. I mean, this gets them
Exactly. This will be the fantastic.
Like, yeah, I can't disagree there. Like,
Oh,
as much as in character, I probably wouldn't like the decision. I can't deny that it's an effective one.
So, getting away from the town, which direction did you want to go?
Probably,
threshold?
no.
Battle time?
Here's the problem. Do
Ba-
we know if, like, like, do we know, like, like, we'd probably want to go south. Like, my thought is either go east if we wanted to go by land, but
We'll have to cross the water at some point, anyways.
I mean, we technically don't. Yes, we do. You're right.
Yes, we
I
do.
missed that. Yeah, I might as well cross it there.
Where are we headed
Yeah,
to? Port Amelia?
Heading
Yeah.
to Port Amelia.
And I agree with stopping it slightly hot.
Yeah, stop. We should cross. We need to cross there. Yeah.
Is there a way to get 200 people across this river?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, we're gonna have to.
A time-consuming and multiple trip involved. Yes.
I mean, you are
I-
basically a caravan at this point with 200 people who barely know who they are.
I mean, hear me
Indeed.
out. Hear me out.
Oh,
how good? How
go
good?
ahead.
How good are the Romans at bridge building? They were very good, weren't they? Wasn't that like one of their things?
I don't think they were that fast.
I'm
They're
not saying
the
they could be-
Amish.
I mean, they're very good at building bridges, but I wouldn't say they're fast.
They're also
I mean,
pretty good at
yeah, I'm
building
not
them.
saying they're true.
So also, when searching the houses, Drusus would recommend any coin be taken.
Oh, real quick, before we leave, I did want to cast Find Steed before we left the town.
Well, I guess you get your fancy mount then.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it look like a mechanical camel. No, I was kidding.
Look at this deck. You don't even know what a mechanical camel is.
I'm fairly certain I could do now.
Corvin probably has not seen a mechanical camel.
Drusus will have a conversation with Corvin alone later.
Sure. Hit me.
Later.
Be careful what you wish for.
Whenever we stop to rest between here and the next town.
Yeah, I assumed we were maybe gonna make it yeah, we're gonna do that. I assumed we were going to march for around a half hour to an hour to like the southwest.
Which form were you choosing, or am I choosing for you?
I'm looking at it now. I did ask you if I could make it into a chariot. You said no, correct?
I said no on a chariot. That is correct.
Okay.
You want a chariot, you'll have to buy a chariot and hook it up to your warhorse or whatever.
Or hear me
Fair
out.
enough.
Or hear me out. You could ask me to build one
That's true.
with a thunder turret.
Elk would be funny, but I don't think he knows what an elk is. Let's see, it has
It's a moose.
the moose.
You could always just have
Um,
Corvin summon an elk and not know what it is.
Could be a
did-
mastiff too.
We did just leave Canada.
That's true. And you need a bear. You
Probably
need a
just a
bear.
warhorse.
You need a bear. It's the only way.
Is a bear an option?
That's Soviet Russia.
No.
Yeah. I really wish a bear was an option. Maybe he thinks it's a bear.
No, it would be a warhorse.
It's a moose. It's a moose named Bear.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with warhorse.
Mustang. Yeah.
Are you
Musties.
naming it
A dog.
Roach?
No. I'm
Good
gonna
to
name
go.
it Gordon.
What form
Oh,
is
I
it?
still have that monster hanging out in my hair, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the other conversation we need to have.
You got an Ixie Rectus. Yep.
Cool. That one's named Colin, and the warhorse is named Gordon.
What?
That's for you to keep track of.
Yep.
Is the warhorse a celestial, a fae, or a steed?
Oh,
or
it's
a
a
feed.
steed. No, neither of those.
That's-
It's literally just a steed.
And it has a chosen form instead of its normal type. It has to
It's
be
a
a
spirit
Oh.
that assumes the form of, so it
Oh.
has to be celestial, fey, or fiend.
I see. I thought you were just asking. All right. Roll a d6. It's a fae.
Oh, good. Is Anar
Why
gonna
do
have
you
a
say that?
crisis of faith?
No, I not. Let's make it a fiend. That's more fun. Yeah, fiend.
Generally speaking, most people pick one that's more related to their alignment.
In other words,
That's
celestial
cool.
for good, fey for neutral, fiend for look.
Nobody has. Here's the thing. Nobody has once asked Corvin if he was evil. Corvin might very well be evil and just not have told us.
Nobody's
True.
asked anybody
Evil!
if anybody is.
True.
Although y'all are under
That's how-
contract.
Yeah, because we don't know Anar. We don't know that Anar's evil yet.
What?
I'm kidding.
Don't
Anyway.
know that Anar's evil yet.
Anar
Don't
might be
give
evil.
away-
You don't know.
Anyway,
give away my shit
I'm gonna
to
make
Serene
it
again.
a devil horse.
I'm kidding.
I'm gonna make it a devil horse. It looks cooler. Corvin's all about flashiness. It's got like let's see.
Oh,
Drusus
King-
will
Nose
immediately
swelling up
slap
from
him.
a
its
great
nose,
impression.
red eyes, and flesh that looks like it's
No.
half burned
I got the
and burning.
photo. Give me a second.
Drusus will walk over to Corvin and essentially tell him that he has to keep in mind that we are traveling with 200 amnesiac civilians
No, it's fine.
who are
It's fine.
who are charging us with their protection. Additionally,
I'm
No,
never going on
live?
Google Images again. Good.
no dying during D&D.
Go, give me a moment. Give me a moment. I typed in fiend horse and I'm just scrolling through the images. What the fuck is that? What
Haunts.
the fuck is that? That thing looked like he just asked it for a fucking salt lick from Satan.
Haunts.
I hunger, Jeremy.
Anyways,
How the hell
Typed
did I
in
miss
fiend horse
that?
and got this.
That's like, I mean, it's way down there.
Just go with the
No, I
Assassin's
passed
Creed
it.
choices.
Oh,
Typed in fiend horse and got this.
it just has like black skin and red eyes. Nothing like no flaming mane or anything like that. It
So
just
Drusus is still smacking Corvin, right?
yeah, probably.
that
Okay.
well, the other conversation you wanted to have was essentially one about not riding that near a town, at least while with Drusus.
Listen to me. Listen, Drusus could probably mention if he wanted to how he's already gotten thrown out of a town thanks to his party members' choice of mount. He doesn't need it to happen again.
Well, besides that, it's the having a mount in the first place when Drusus does not.
For
It's-
authority, that makes sense.
It's a protocol.
undermines
thing.
his
It's a-
authority. It undermines
Yeah.
his authority. I get it. Okay.
So it's essentially going to cause problems for Drusus in the noble circles.
Mm. That makes sense. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is a whole subject that Anar gives no fucks about.
All right, fine. It's a pay. It's a pay. It's a pay horse. There you go.
Sorry.
Problem
my
solved.
headset.
I mean,
Was
the
harassed.
initial problem is solved, but he will still underscore what you do out in the woods is on you. Do you?
But you are
Oh.
not to have a mount while I do not have a mount. It is
I absolutely
You're not to be
understand
riding
where
it.
you're coming from.
I'm gonna get on my horse and start rocking.
What the hell?
Well, we're out
is
in the woods right
this?
now, so that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, I'm saying.
But later on, he's ordering you to dismount.
Interesting. He's still gonna come with us.
Oh, that's fine. You can walk him all you want.
Why can't I ride him in town?
Because it
Because
undermines your
then I'm
authority.
going to hear no end of it about how one of the people I'm traveling with, who's not a noble, had him out and I don't.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a scandal that will undermine his position. That will
That.
make it significantly harder for people to respect him and do what he wants.
Well, why don't we
That.
get you a
When he
mount?
has his mechanical camel, then it'll be fine.
Right.
Okay,
Once
whatever.
we get to Port Amelia and get our camels that we don't know exist yet, then it will be fine.
Okay, whatever. He's gonna start walking with the group.
I mean, we're out in the woods. You can do what you want right now.
Oh, that's the question. Which way were we going here?
Southwest.
Through the woods.
Towards
Probably
the
not
crossing.
through the woods. Probably around the woods.
We
Oh,
go
yeah, like-
around the Forest of Doom.
Are we going this way?
No, probably right here.
Oh yeah, Futurama's getting an 11th season on Hulu.
It just won't stay dead.
Why did the Gumball reference make you think of Futurama renewal?
No, I'm looking at a DM I sent my buddy earlier,
Okay.
and I
right.
forgot that you were getting them.
So down here?
So you're
Yeah.
going around the woods, but so you're moving like an hour out of town to sleep, right?
Yeah, we're gonna like.
However long it takes for it to start getting dark.
It's already
I mean,
dark.
already dark.
Oh, then yes.
It was getting towards evening when they were going to have the party, and then you made a crater, and now you searched houses and interviewed everybody.
They don't need
It's
to know
still in the night.
Right. Well, I want to get away from the Crater of Doom.
And then make camp outside.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll leave the final decision up to Drusus, but that was my suggestion.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
All right, you camp for the night, and
Cecilia just during kind of like as they are, everyone's just sort of setting up to camp. She's going to get a bit of a distance and just kind of start an area where just she'll just play like her instrument for people to kind of gather around if they want something to distract themselves for the time being.
well, make a wisdom save collectively before you guys hit that long rest button.
Okay.
Outstanding move, Corbin.
I already did, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to fix it. I'm gonna have to fix
Oh,
it.
that's beautiful.
Oh, I see.
Alright,
Oh,
Oh,
I
because
turbo.
you're all above a 10.
not looking good.
Oh, I turbo failed, so I need
We're-
to go
we're-
mark down. And
We're
then
gonna.
I'll-
Okay, we
Jesus
failed.
Christ.
Wow.
I
Wow, the
think
failure.
we're-
Man, my back hurts from carrying the saves.
I know, right?
I'm tired.
All right, so everybody who scored above a 10, go ahead and press your long rest button. Everybody who scored below a 10, take a level of exhaustion.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Because
Jesus.
there are noises coming from the crater that was the town. And they
Good call,
are
Arisha.
loud and creepy, sounding like some unholy things happening in that town.
Good call.
I guess we gotta go check it out. Ugh.
No,
You kind of have to.
no, we don't.
I'm also gonna drop the temp HP that I was supposed to have. I
That
think.
drops probably after a certain amount of time too. Anyways,
Yeah.
What does an
Yep.
exhaustion level give us?
You have disadvantage on every ability check.
Oh, lovely. All right.
I think that's what level 1 does.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
That sounds right.
So, like I said, those of you
level 6 is
who-
death.
Do we have to actually go back and check that town out? I feel like
No.
we have to.
No, Not with 200 civilians in tow.
With
Fair enough.
200 civilians in tow, and most of you not having been able to sleep well.
Drusus and Felix wake up rested, ready to take on the day. Everyone else is just dead inside.
Pretty much.
Disturbing noises coming from the direction of the town you left. Or the crater you left.
You hear much worse during noble after parties.
I'm debating having if Cecilia was unable to sleep, if she was going to just kind of try and play something during the night just for people.
You'd make things worse. Got it.
The party is very dignified, very uptight. The after party, now that's an unholy gap.
Okay, so I don't get to swap out spells at this point because I didn't long rest.
Well, I don't know, dude.
Which class are we talking about?
Technically, you took a long rest. You just didn't get the benefits of it.
Cleric.
Clerics get their spells at dawn. Doesn't have anything to do with resting. They have to spend an hour at dawn to.
You can change your list of prepared spells when you finish a long rest. Preparing a new list of cleric spells is time spent in prayer and meditation, at least 1 minute per spell level for each spell on your list.
So that doesn't have anything to do with actually getting the benefit of a long rest for restoring hit points and spell slots and that.
So, okay.
At least that's how I read it. Does anybody read that differently?
No, that sounds right.
Wait, what?
Essentially, you took a long rest, but you don't get the typical benefits of it. But for the purposes of that text, you still took the long rest.
Yeah, I'm implied to think that she wouldn't be able to, but from a gameplay perspective, it makes sense to let her.
Like, you took the rest, you just didn't sleep.
Yeah, you didn't sleep. You're preparing in the morning when the noises have all stopped. You're spending 1 minute per spell level for each spell on your list. You're doing your normal meditation and prayer to prepare those spells. It's not, but you don't get your spell slots back. You don't get your.
You don't get the benefits of the long rest,
back.
but you have finished it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have finished a long rest.
You have failed, but you have finished.
Okay, so on getting up, then her first thing is just to.
I mean, because the way I read it is a long rest might have happened, but we didn't finish it because we have the exhaustion and we didn't get everything back that a long rest gives you.
So exhaustion comes when you don't sleep.
Or whatever the equivalent for your species is.
Yeah, and I'm going with this partly because the tradition was at dawn you do this, it's not a matter of resting.
Okay.
Because a wizard only can change out their spells as long as they've got their spell book. It doesn't mean they have to actually have rested.
Preparing and casting spells, you regain all expended spell slots when you finish a long rest.
Yes, that's
the long rest was finished.
Actually, I'm looking at what Fee's using, and I'm realizing that would be 100% worthless right now.
Oh, I'm detecting the ichthyophorus or whatever.
It doesn't say what it is. It just says if there is one there, and there is Corvin's Mount.
So
you also know where it is located.
So
okay,
we all regain our spell slots then.
Nope, I don't. I'm assuming that only Drusus gets his slots back. No one else.
Okay. People are saying that we have finished a long rest. Which we have finished a long rest. We didn't sleep, but a long rest was had, which implies that we get our spell slots back after the long rest.
No, because
I was under the impression.
Think about what from the rest.
Then those of us who have gained exhaustion have not done a long rest.
Yeah.
No.
They said that we don't hit the long rest button.
Sorry. Think about it this way. there's things from the long rest that you do during the long rest, and there's things that you get from the long rest that come from resting. The former can still happen, the latter cannot.
Like,
The switching out of spells is an active process you do during the time of the long rest. So
Right.
it's still something you can complete. Regaining your spell slots is from actually being restful, which is something that did not happen.
like in story,
Yeah,
I
I
could
see what I'm-
probably get away with saying it makes sense for me to recharge my slots, but I'm not going to because gameplay wise, I wouldn't get to. Even if story wise, like it would make sense for me to be able to do that.
I mean, I understand what you're saying with the meditation and whatnot, but if we're also exhausted after not sleeping and all that, then one wouldn't be able to trade out spells with like you can't
And
gain
it's-
half the benefits from a long rest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can.
it's
If,
also
if
the
they
same
come from
wording.
different parts of the rest, yeah, you can.
It's the same wording. Like you regain all expended spell slots when you finish a long rest. You can
It's
change your list of prepared
it's
spells when you finish a long rest.
it's we're essentially people are arguing against the word of the rule versus the spirit of the rule.
Yeah.
So I think the best question to do here is just to be to ask the DM.
A long rest is a period of extended downtime at least 8 hours long, which a character sleeps for at least 6 hours and performs no more than 2 hours of light activity such as reading, talking, eating, standing watch. If we did not sleep and we could not sleep because of that, we did not take the long rest.
Dream, can Cecilia change out her spell slot or her prepared spells? Let's just go with that and call it good. Nobody heard me because I died because my internet.
No, you're fine.
No,
The DM
no
is
hurry.
muted likely because there are children.
Okay.
The other thing is if we don't take a long rest, would we have had somewhere in that 8 hour period the ability to have taken a short rest?
I think that would depend on you as a character. Like, is there some point where you give up on trying to sleep and
Cecilia,
just kind of chill out?
See,
actually, that
because
would mean that I couldn't switch out spells.
correct, because all that's dependent on the long resting. Whereas for me, I wouldn't be able to switch out cantrips, but if I did take a short rest, or if I could take a short rest, I could still use arcane recovery.
Yeah, I do think that question would be character specific. Like, does it get to 3 a.m. and you're like, screw this, I'm not going to sleep, but I'm gonna go out and just kind of whittle or do whatever you want to do for the quote unquote short rest? Then you'd probably have that, I would say.
Um,
See, I'm still of the camp that if we didn't sleep, we didn't long rest. But
I mean,
I'm not the DM.
if Cecilia knows that she's not going to benefit from like being able to switch out spells, then she would probably have just taken a short rest instead. And
Yeah.
but-
I assume that you wouldn't need the full 8 hours to figure out that you aren't getting to sleep.
well, it would probably be something in character that she would know if she spends the whole time resting, if she'll be able to swap out the spells.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like you would know if it is tied to your sleep. You would know that, and then at some point when you realize you're not going to sleep.
But again, I'm of the camp where you didn't finish the long rest, you can't swap out your spells.
Yeah, like
It's not an at dawn thing. It's a after a long rest thing. As
Yeah.
for the
Exactly. Dream
rules
was
as written.
essentially Dream was saying that because it used to be an at dawn thing, and because the spirit of it is that it's not something you do while you sleep. It's something you do that's like an active part. He was going like I understand what you're saying, and you're correct that rules as written, you can't do anything that is tied to a long rest.
Well, traditionally it was depending on deity. I mean, like
That too.
clerics of Sarek did it at midnight and shit like that. But yeah,
But yeah, but you did it at a certain point in time.
yes,
You-
exactly.
Uh, So yeah, just the biggest thing is if Cecilia can switch out her spells, she'll spend the whole 8 hours resting. If not, then she'll do a short rest. If she knows that she's not going to be able to swap out spells.
I can only imagine the amount of eye glazing and non-caring the people who aren't debating the rules are having while we're doing this.
I'm painting models.
There you go, something productive.
I'm eating food.
Yeah,
I'm eating models.
I'm painting my food.
I'm just
Pretty
chilling.
patties.
Yeah, like if she's only
Oh.
going to be able to short rest, then she'll try and provide a distraction by playing her instrument for the other people who can not rest. While all the noises are happening, she'll find somewhere distant and
Incoming Binks Booze.
Either way, during all this time, Anar's going to be looking back towards the town, and he's going to shudder uncontrollably and uncomfortably every so often.
what about making it a tourist attraction?
Yeah, that's fine.
And
Once you
another
get
chill
all the
goes down
once
his
you get all the
spine.
Shadowfell energy out of it, it looks real neat.
Sure.
You guys are acting like that isn't 1000% what would happen in real life.
What would happen is you'd be in a team of level 1 adventurers wanting
Like
to
as
attack the darkness, and then they'd get a
the literal instant it's safe to go to Chernobyl, that's a tourist attraction.
Yeah, sadly, that's absolutely. Well, I mean, in a manner of speaking, well, before the war started, people took tours of Chernobyl. That was an actual thing.
And now they'll take it for different reasons.
You, you could only go part of a group. You had to stay on designated paths. You could only stay in for a certain number of hours. You couldn't go any closer than X amount of kilometers from the sarcophagus itself. I mean, there was a whole bunch of rules concerning that.
What?
But yes, the sarcophagus.
Outer covering.
I'm sorry, I didn't know a mummy caused Chernobyl.
It's the outer covering that prevents the radiation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they call it, the sarcophagus.
I didn't know that. I learned.
We went away to talking about long rest and came back to a mummy causing Chernobyl.
Don't worry about it.
Kind of.
I'm painting models while we just debate whether they get to refill their spell slots or not.
All right. So it's been errated since the player's handbook first came out that sleep is required to complete the long rest. So if you didn't get sleep, you get the exhaustion, you don't get to complete your long rest.
So
And the question came up. The question came up as to, huh?
So I would guess no, you can't actually change out your spell slots.
Okay.
The question then came up as to whether people would be able to short rest, and I essentially posited it depends on in character. Would you give up on trying to sleep early enough to still do it?
As Cecilia would.
I mean, short rest has the same rules and stipulations of a long rest, with the exception of the sleep. You're just doing minor activities in the meantime.
Right.
A period of downtime at least an hour long, which a character does nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, and tending to wounds.
Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to get a short rest in, but not a long rest.
Okay. What does a short rest do for Cecilia?
Felix and I are the only ones who brought our sleep masks and earplugs.
It might recover your divine
channel divinity.
Divinity, but I think beyond that, it's not going to do very much for you at all.
A short rest.
So I recommend everyone else roll hit dice.
A short rest does literally nothing for me.
Did you lose any HP?
No, it was all temporary.
Well, I was down to 3.
Well, I also didn't get grabbed by the thing, so. And you
That's
also
fair.
got the long rest, so.
So if we weren't going through the woods, the plan is to cross the river right about here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not
Go
further out.
around the Forest of Doom.
So basically, like
uh,
that,
Out.
more or less.
Yeah, something like that. Nice hit dice.
so do I get to spend, or can I do multiple hit dice?
Yeah, use as many
Okay.
as you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You just only get up to half back on your next long rest.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, that's fully healed anyways.
You are cursed.
So, Peng, what you're saying is that Liara, next time she's in town, needs to pick up a pair of earplugs and wear them during a long rest? Because nothing could go wrong from that?
Liara, do you have a crossbow?
So,
Yes, I do.
Oh, see, that's how you do it.
so
So you
after,
can still be useful in combat.
He still has
So-
firebolt.
so if after the, or like after she giving up trying to go long rest, say we'll kind of set up a distant, like we'll go in a bit of a distance and set up her lantern and everything, and just start playing her lyre for anyone who wants to come nearby it and distract
Any
themselves.
eldritch horrors coming out of the town when they listen to some music, you know.
I'll kind of hopefully have a distraction, basically, as she does. But
Alright.
she's pretty distracted during it and doesn't really do too well.
So, I have bad news and good news. Which one do you want first?
Bad news.
Let's do
Oh,
the
that
good news
is-
as a change.
Let's do the good news.
So 2 and 2.
50-50.
Bad news.
Good news.
I'm down for bad news.
Ooh.
Why did y'all make this my decision?
Because it's funnier that
Because you
way.
didn't speak fast enough.
Because I don't
This
care.
is true. So is it going to be news?
Good news.
Okay.
Good news.
Good news
Woo!
from news.
Alright, good news. You're going to get another opportunity for a long rest, maybe.
Oh,
Oh
that's not
boy.
good.
Bad news is
Huzzah.
you're all
Good news is
incapacitated.
that because it's taking us forever to get there.
Bad news, you've got 200 civilians and you've got to get them across the river. So unless you have a magical way that you're going to tell me about to get them across, then it's going to take them a while most of the day. And by the time they get to the other side, especially with all of you being nice and exhausted, they're basically going to be ready to set up camp.
That's fine.
Okay, how many people can ride on my steed at once?
I would assume one other person.
Well, I could
Like
get
a
2
regular
people
horse?
across.
One
get
other
two
person,
people
unless you
across.
like have somebody really small that you can put in front
I
of you.
mean, how
Well, I
long would it take to get 200 people across on a horse?
That horse might not even make it across. My question
Why?
is, how long is this river?
You mean how
How
wide
what?
is the river?
How wide is the river?
How wide
About
is
a
it?
mile. These
Yeah, it's
rivers
gonna
are
take
pretty
a minute.
Yeah, good luck, asshole.
Maybe we should have asked that first before coming down this way.
No.
So, he's saying we can do it. It's just gonna take all day essentially.
Yes,
It's
it
fine.
will basically take all day. I've already rolled for random encounters. You're fine. I assume you're like keeping a watch out
Yeah.
over the ridiculously inept bunch of commoners. stuck
Yeah,
with
Corvin and his steed can be on lifeguard duty essentially.
So I have a question. And I think I already know the answer, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Like, I don't think anyone has a mat. I don't think even Drusus can teleport people that far.
I don't have Dimension Door yet, so no.
Even if you did, it's only one person at a time.
Yep.
My second
Teleport
question.
is a 6th level spell.
Yeah.
Like if it's a mile, wide gap. I don't think we're gonna be able to like
Shh,
build.
don't worry about it. He already said we can do it. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
I'm trying to think.
I know where you're
about, like,
going.
You're
where
just
do you
finding
I know
a
where you're
place where you
going.
can
Don't
ford
go
the
there.
river.
Well, fine.
We find the old boat that we took up here that we
I'm trying to be helpful.
put on the shore.
We caulk the wagon and fjord the river.
Man, haven't
no.
you played Oregon Trail? That never works.
It doesn't. Pay for the ferry.
Fording the river never works.
Yeah, for the record, the Mississippi at its widest point is 11 miles across.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Do we? I need to see this.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Do we just have a card that says you have died of dysentery?
If not, they really missed the boat on that one.
Yeah, they tried to ford the river and they failed horribly.
I'm sorry, what was that about died of dysentery?
Do we have Dreamy is mentioning we have Oregon Trail cards in roll 20, so I'm wondering if there's a card that just says you have died of dysentery.
Keys and clothes, clean water, spare parts. Got dead oxen. Broken axle. I've been to disaster cards now. Add water. Thief.
Anyway.
food.
Before we start getting into this,
There you go.
Close
as
enough.
it is,
Close enough. Close enough. Let's go. Thank you.
Yes, there are. You have died of dysentery cards.
Thank you. I'm satisfied.
Woot.
Yeah, so sometimes if somebody wants to play Oregon Trail, we've got all the cards in here.
I might want to do that if someone if there's an off week or whatever. I'd be down.
I may have to set it up in a game with a deck again, but I think I already did that once. I can just copy it.
If we're like on an off week, I'd absolutely be down for that.
All right. By the way, you get across the river, and this time it looks like you can camp peacefully because you are several miles from the town.
the Doom Speaker.
So we gained long rest.
You've gained a long rest. It's just taking you longer than usual to get anywhere.
A long rest time. Do we hit the
Do we
long rest
actually get to recover exhaustion? I'm assuming that's a no.
I mean, that's long rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
You take a long rest, that will recover a thing of exhaustion.
Okay.
Okay, gotta add another ration to the bill.
All right, we need to do that. I need to dock 2 of those.
Yeah, unfortunately, see, most of the reason for the exhaustion was if you had a random encounter, which apparently you did not.
Yay for pointless conversation.
It's good precedent to set.
True.
Now we don't have to have a conversation later.
So I get to manage my spells. Spells is useless once. Cecilia to prepare.
Healing.
Okay.
Teamling.
Zone of Truth. Still nice.
Okay. I have
I'm not
full
familiar
Griffin.
with most other low-level cleric stuff, so you do you from there.
Okay. I'm preparing Detect Good and Evil this time. and
Use it
casting
on the thing. Use it on the fur ball.
I'm checking out the furball
You're checking out the furball?
using detect good and evil.
Really, I thought you were rolling. I thought you were rolling a seduction roll.
Oh my. So Anar is going to be a little less cranky than he was on the previous leg of the journey.
I'm pretty sure it's not a fiend or celestial. I would call it an aberration.
Okay,
Neat.
so
What is
is
it?
gonna.
Gordon's a good boy.
And yeah, this isn't like no alignment or anything. Sorry, they changed the text spells between editions pretty badly. So yes, you can tell it's an aberration.
Okay. Cecilia will relay that information to Drusus, and she'll just make a quick once round while she has the spell up, just to check out everyone else. So she doesn't expect anything to really pop up. Just to make sure everything's still going okay.
Pang, let's Pang. No, 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 no. Pang, no, no.
What?
Pang, no, no, no. Pang,
What are you
no,
saying no to?
no,
That
no.
depends. Are they free to leave at any time? If yes, then it's not slavery.
Are we going back to the Harkness rule in this regard?
We're talking about adoption.
Yes, by using
But
the Harkness rule. Do you
Oh,
consent to coming with us?
what am I missing?
General chat.
Discord.
Adoption. So we're out here in the middle of the woods. We've camped. And we're having a conversation, apparently.
I'm talking to myself. I'm talking with Drusus now, apparently. So
You are. We're just having like you and Fee seem to do a lot. We're having this text conversation while the story progresses.
yep, we're good.
Certos goes, "Whoa, holy shit! That was a nap."
Did you
Glad
not
you
hear the
could-
voices,
glad you could-
Cercos?
Glad you could sleep.
Certus manages to sleep through it all.
That's impressive in a way.
As you're leading the refugees out from grassy knoll, back towards Port Amelia. So what's your path from here?
Do we even want to try go? Well, honestly, we were here before. Do we know like if they have like boats there and such that can support multiple hundreds of people?
Before,
So-
like this area was controlled by
Shit, that's
threshold.
true. That's true. But then we would want to go here.
So most of the boats from here,
All right, they're gone because most of them fucked off.
most of them were used by the people escaping after the wolves lost their leadership. So the wolves escaping, the leadership that was escaping, that was probably allied with the wolves, and just various people going, "Oh shit, time to get the fuck out of town."
So I think we need to go here. Because good luck getting into Port Amelia with that boat.
Goosey woosey.
So I think going here is probably our best move. Unless someone has a better suggestion, and if you do, I'm all ears.
So you want to go to Goosetown to
And then
cross
take
the
the river
river?
down. Take the river down to Port Amelia.
You're hoping that they have a boat big enough to carry, well, one
not
or
one
more
boat.
boats.
That's
Even 4 boats carrying 50 people, that's a lot of boats.
That's true. But
Or
on the
rather,
other
a lot of
hand,
people in the boat.
that is true. But on the other hand, do you really want to try and cross right here? And
If
just
if we
walk?
get one boat from the town, we can get more from Port Amelia.
That's true. We can always leave people at Goosetown if we need to and come back.
There's also the possibility that there is a large enough bridge at Port Amelia crossing
It's called
the
Port
mouth too.
Amelia. It's called Port Amelia.
That
It's called Port Amelia. I doubt there is
mean-
a bridge.
I mean, there could be, but
There-
highly doubt
I understand what you're saying.
they've been making it for 700 years.
Yeah.
That's a One Piece reference.
Okay, that I didn't know that.
There are bridges across these rivers, and probably somewhere around Goosetown if you want to go around.
That's
That sounds like a plan, actually.
that sounds like a good plan. Yes.
Just be aware that's going to take you much longer.
It is probably going to be a better bet than trying to have like 100 people drown. Because
Yeah,
let's be honest, when we cross like here, like at least 30 people drown.
Well, the other thing too is even if nobody did, like this is probably a shorter part of the river. It's likely less affected by the sea, which is right here, and therefore it's probably it's not calm waters by any means, but it's not we're not rushing out to sea here. Port Amelia is right by open water.
Right.
Right on out into the bay. But yeah, you're basically looking at going down here, crossing the river.
Yeah,
Crossing
it's
the
gonna
river.
be another day if we do that. Probably 2, because 20 miles in one day with a bunch of amnesiacs is not happening. That's
I mean, you're
probably
talking-
closer to 3 days.
Yeah, you're talking
No.
30 miles. You probably are talking 3 days with 200 people, all of whom aren't going to move as fast as adventurers on their own would.
The
10 miles a
alternative
day
is
seems. I mean, 15 miles a day I could see. 10 seems a little
the
slow.
alternative is if we can get boats here and just go straight to Port Amelia, like downriver, that would be nice.
There are children with us, Si.
I'm not hopeful, but there's a
So
non-zero possibility of that.
Be more
15 miles a day is probably pushing it when you're talking about people who are not adventurers, not soldiers, having to walk, take breaks for people going off and peeing in the woods, breaks to eat food, plenty of water, all of that. I think with 200 people, you're starting to push it if you're talking about 15 miles a day.
And we have wagons here that we're carrying through a forest.
We have wagons.
We do. Nobody said we
Oh.
had wagons.
Although the fact that we are going through forest, I
was
could
about
imagine like
trainee.
this route right here taking 2 days on its own.
Never mind the wagons then.
So I'm estimating 4 days if we go completely walking.
Oh man, it's already 8 o'clock. Ooh,
Yeah, I'm estimating
I'm
4 days,
ready to sleep.
and that's pushing it.
Yeah, I'm willing to say 3 days.
Okay.
Also, I mean, this is the woods. It's not exactly even terrain or anything like that.
That's
So
why I said 40. I could see 4 days.
again, I think you guys could make it in 2 days. I don't think 200 people going with you are going to be able to do that.
Right.
Oh, on
For
our
me,
own,
it's children.
on our own, we could do it in one.
Yeah, if we pushed it. Yeah.
I mean, 30 miles a day is not hard to do, really. That's walking
That sounds
speed.
like
It's a 10-hour walk. It is kind of grueling in that regard, but it's not that difficult. I guess my experiences are different.
Trying to remember what the book says.
also
for-
considering this is a world with horrible monsters in it, so
What was travel
No,
pace?
that's why you're only traveling for a total of 18 or 10 hours rather than 18.
Yeah, travel pace. The slow travel pace is 18 miles per day.
Yeah, I'm basing it on
Mhm.
10 hours total time walking and most people are conscious for what, 18 hours a day?
I'm just looking up the travel pace from the book.
Honestly, that's still based on adventures.
Adventure.
Anywho, not important. I mean, we can always, that would be average. One can always go slower. So if we're going to take 3 days and take it easy to make sure everybody's comfortable, then that's a different story entirely.
Take it slow. Don't push them. Spend some time. Spend some time talking with them, getting to know them. That would probably be something that Cecilia would try and do, just to try and alleviate the mood. even if they don't know too much. Just answer some questions, chat with them.
All right. Well, as you're marching along here, how are we going to do this with 200 people?
There's been a lot of rules and mechanics debate tonight already.
To be honest, I thought we were going to be in Threshold by now.
Oh, that's adorable.
I mean, we had planned to be.
We did.
I don't think we're getting there tonight.
We might.
We have 3 random encounters to get through.
I mean, that's debatable. We could just breeze
So,
through them.
so if it's going to take us 3 days to get there, Camp 1's in Goosetown, Camp 1's between bridge number 2 and 3, and then the last one's going to be Threshold. Or Port Amelia, sorry.
What about what? Sorry, say that again.
Oh, just mentioning camping sites
Oh yeah.
to where we'd only really need to rough it for one night. Well, I doubt Goose will be able to put up 200 people, but that's not the point.
All right, I've got everybody on this page, right?
Let me see. I need to zoom out. Yeah.
Also, if you're asking about where the people are, I imagine we likely created some sort of circle around them.
I would imagine that we're like the advanced guard and such.
We need people kind of
People
all
that-
around them. Unless the people in the front yell for everyone else to come to the front.
I'm gonna imagine that's at the one. I imagine that's what we do.
Yeah, I'm just kind of assuming. Oh wait, you can't actually see that. There we go. People that way.
Cecilia also would
Fair
have
enough.
prepared create food and water just for everyone.
Just to make life a little easier here.
Corvin, you need to be up front and make sure you hit the long rest button. That's the back.
Yeah.
This way's
Move
fun.
closer towards the bottom edge of the screen while I grab monsters.
Should we move like all the way down here? Okay.
I think about where I am for the back line. We'll be
Okay.
good.
That sounds good to me.
I need my horse. I have movement speed
Fetch you-
60, baby.
Fetch you a horse. That's my horse. Hold on, I have to go save the dogs from fireworks.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
Oh yeah,
huh?
it's that time of year.
But Canada Day was yesterday.
Actually, if Corbin
Happy
was
Canada Day.
Corbin's at the front, Cecilia might have taken the rear guard.
Certos should probably be in the back somewhere. I'm happy kind of where I am. Actually, I should maybe be like right here.
Cecilia probably would have taken the rear guard.
Oh, it's not syncing my life gauge. That's annoying. It synced the fact that I had a long rest, but it did not set my max HP properly. There we go. It should show it now, maybe.
Yeah, that it's not doing the hover over is irritating as hell.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, it is for my token, but nobody else's.
Does Certos want to be all the way up front?
Sorry, my son closed everything, so I'm opening it all back up. No,
Okay.
going to the back.
Control Shift T.
What does that do?
That opens last tabs.
Oh, nice.
So if you accidentally X out your entire browser, for example, you can open up a new instant, Control Shift T, and it'll open all your tabs.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey, the
I
turn
will
order's here.
probably need to remember to do that.
I'm gonna wait to roll in case like Dream decides like we have like a negative like or disadvantage or something for being ambushed or whatever.
Considering the size of these lads,
Look, I've seen a weirder. So I'm gonna wait for Dream before I.
we probably
And
smelled them before we saw them. Let's be honest here.
I'm waiting.
Huzzah!
I'm waiting anyway.
I figure they're large enough. You've seen them coming.
Okay.
They're ugly.
Hey,
They're not exactly tiny here.
Where's token stamp? There
Look,
it is.
one of them is an Oni in disguise, so that's what we need to roll for.
Don't say that.
Sorry.
Don't
did you-
fucking say that.
Nice. What?
Exactly.
Don't worry about it.
I like how they're all quicker than Cecilia.
Are they?
Oh, poor
The
Cecilia.
2 ogres are quicker than me.
You rolled in that one.
Don't worry. The main point is they're all a long way from us. They
got a
are
Not that long.
and they are going after the two people who are probably going to cast Fireball right out of the fucking gate.
2.
Liara
Yeah.
and
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I don't know, Fireball. It's gonna
So
be
it
a
looks
little
like everybody's on initiative, right? Nobody
1, 2,
missing?
3, 4.
Yeah, we're all
5,
there.
6,
No,
7, 8.
we're missing someone.
No, we're not.
Nope. Yeah, Corbin got mixed in. We're good.
Who,
All right, have
who-
I always
Every-
assume Chris is missing, but he's there.
Everyone's
No.
there. Have fun, guys.
All right, so you got a couple of ogres and a troll. As they approach, they're talking amongst themselves about, "Oh, we need some food." So, and then they see you.
With a whole bunch of meat. 200 people's worth of meat.
On the menu, boys.
Oh boy.
It had to be said.
It kind of did. Reminds me of the ogres in Baldur's Gate 3, though. Yeah.
So, what's Anar doing? Let's see,
Friend or
it's,
foe?
They want to eat us.
I don't know. I don't think they said they want. I don't know. I wouldn't want to try and eat Anar. Anar's all like small and flyy and such.
Oh, now we don't give people the benefit of the doubt when we come across them.
I think it makes
It's a rare
more sense.
delicacy.
I think it makes more sense for them to want to eat like those people. I think they're perfectly happy to ignore us if we say, "Hey, you can eat these guys if you leave us alone." We're not gonna do that. I'm just saying. Jamie, I said I wasn't gonna say it. Jamie.
sorry, I
And
just
then you still said it.
Well, yes,
Oh,
but I don't mean
I'm-
it. There's a difference.
Two
trolls.
trolls.
2 trolls.
Jamie, I didn't
Oh.
mean it.
Oh, two trolls.
Because I can't add. That's why.
Dreamy.
I'm happy with you not being able to add.
Dreamy. You're bullying me. Stop it.
Okay. As they're coming up, I take it they're not being quiet as far as that they are looking for food. Are they looking like they see us and starting to lick lips?
Oh, yes.
So it's very obvious that there's no negotiating, and we're just.
One of the trolls even points at Corvin and says, "Yeah, Oh, it's got some meat on him.
I can imagine Corbin going like, "Ha ha! Like you think you can take meat from the great Corbin?"
Oh, and
Or
like
something
that
like,
runs
"Thank you for
there.
noticing my muscles."
Exactly. Exactly.
Corbin wearing his leather armor that emphasizes.
Oh
I
yeah, that is
physique.
true. Corbin's still wearing leather armor. I forgot about that.
yeah.
Maybe Corbin shouldn't be up front.
Too late now.
Oh, you guys are such pains in the arses at the moment. You kind of need to go away.
Is it fireball time?
When did our resident fairy become Irish?
We need to
When
what?
didn't you become Irish? We're all
Is this
Irish.
the first fireball of this campaign?
This is the first fireball.
Second.
Of this campaign. Second? When was the first?
Well, didn't Liara cast fireball?
No, it's against
No,
fireball.
to cast
This is
firebolt.
a real fireball.
I specifically
yes.
remember with that
All four
point
of
of
them in a
confusion.
circle.
In which case, then yes, this
there
is
was
the
a-
first fireball of the campaign.
There was
Yo,
a
man,
It's a
fireball
very
during
meaty
the,
fireball. 3
There
sixes
was-
and only one
there,
one.
w-
And
There was
every
a
one of them.
fire-
It is. It's.
there was a
Yeah,
fireball
I love
during
it.
after the
that
duel.
is a spicy amount. That is satanic numbers of sixes, sir.
There was a fireball during the duel with the
I
big leader of the slightly hot.
Was there?
I don't think so.
Was that also a firebolt?
It was a fireball. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
anyway.
that was in the duel.
Anyway,
After
yeah,
the duel.
average 35, average 28, got a 35. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Plus 7. Oh, absolutely.
By the way, I'm gonna be fawning over you now for a little bit.
They all howl in pain and look very upset.
Druce is thinking that if he were his father, this was totally something he'd try to make happen.
Now, if you know what's good for you, you will leave. And just to be safe, Anar's going to step back a little bit. And that'll be him.
You have given me
Fire
ideas.
burn.
You have given me ideas in character. I hope you know that.
Show of force.
Sorry, what?
You have given me ideas in character. I hope you know that.
Uh-oh.
You are going to be the one who's going to inspire me learning fireball later.
You are her muse.
And I'm pretty sure, like, I'm forced to take it at 9th level, so.
What? Why would you be forced to take fireball?
Because it's on my auto spell list.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, Artificer, yeah.
For
For
artillerist.
artillerist. Yeah, I think it is
Yeah,
actually on
Artificer.
the class spells.
So I am absolutely going to be taking it eventually. I can't not take it.
So
But now
Cerdos,
it's flavored that this is why.
Yep.
these poor
Yeah.
hungry fellows have come up, and the first thing that your fairy friend here does is fireball them.
Well, they were hostile. Now the
Now
people
they're
we
hostile
saved
and
from the
toasty.
village are behind us, correct? Where that
Hmm.
red arrow is.
Yes, as far as I'm aware.
To make life easy and not have me put 200 people on the board.
You mean you don't want to manage 200 people in initiative? What?
Way to just tank my immersion there, Dream.
You're absolutely ruining my immersion.
I'm
Like,
done. I'm quitting this campaign. I
This
can't
game
handle
is
this.
ruined because you don't want to track 200 people.
I can't handle
believe
this. I can't work under
so
these conditions.
Can't believe you're so lazy that you wouldn't do that. Okay, so it wasn't obvious. I'm
All
kidding.
right, so now Dream's gonna start counting casualties
I
as the
was
trolls go
kidding.
for the people.
I would never call you lazy. You have put.
I would.
Well, you're a dick.
Yes.
I see.
So what are these? What do they look like? Are they carrying anything?
I believe they're carrying clubs and javelins of some sort. And the trolls are not carrying anything. They're trolls. They have great big claws.
I'm not entirely convinced they know how to hold them.
Okay, we will begin with a spiritual weapon
Are you
at
gonna-
the
I guess you should roll
left troll. And the spiritual weapon will come crashing down in the form of like a bunch of, you know how they bleep out expletives with stars and exclamation points? It'll kind of look like one of those.
I see.
And who's it going to?
The left troll.
Left troll. All right. I mean, that'll hit.
And I will take the dodge action.
That's a bonus. Spiritual weapon is a bonus action?
Yep, and not concentration. It's baller as hell.
Huh, nice.
It's basically the bonus action economy for clerics.
Ah,
There you go.
God.
There you go, Sai. Yeah, it looks like one of those. Speech bubble and all. We'll do the spiky one in the middle because that one looks like it'll hurt.
Nice.
Yes, that's it. Well done. Awesome.
Oh, Rolex. That's interesting. Learned something new.
Who keeps putting people behind us? I was kidding.
Look, you wanted commoners for your immersion? Here, you got
Kidding!
group commoners for your immersion.
I was
If
Why
they
are
kidding!
they
will
so-
eat them, they will eat them.
Yeah, so we've got 3 gargantuan commoners and one that's even larger still.
I was kidding.
Are we going to
There.
suplex?
There we
they're
go.
all against
Now
this.
we've got 4 gargantuan
I'm
commoners.
sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I was trying to be funny, and I guess I was being mean. I'm sorry.
And if
You know,
the trolls get to the groups of commoners, they will eat them, and the commoners will move on initiative count. Oh, let's call it 20.
I was
Nice.
kidding. I was kidding. I'm sorry.
I love it. I think it's great.
No,
I mean-
I just feel bad now.
If there's 1 commoner per square here, we've only got 64 commoners.
And they'll be
Nope.
far.
16,
all
16,
commoners.
16, 16.
Nobody said this was all of your commoners. This is, the group that's right behind you.
Who really should get their
Look.
asses out of the way.
You guys might want to start making your ways back away from the trolls just a wee bit.
It's a tourist attraction.
I'm going to slap you.
Only when they're corpses.
True.
So, what's Felix doing?
I'm going to try once again to use my class feature so I can get that free damage, maybe. I'll do it on the same one, the left troll that Certos hit with spiritual weapon.
Somehow I think you're going to succeed.
It's almost like I stacked insight for this very reason.
Almost.
Tested by Troll's Charisma Deception check.
I can't imagine that's going to be very high.
I don't know. Maybe there's.
Yep, that is exactly what I was expecting.
Oh, what,
I don't know.
now-
Maybe there's secretly a bunch of kobolds in a trench coat.
Now I just need to actually hit.
You intuit that it's picking its nose. 15 will hit.
How
Awesome.
There we go.
Actually, doesn't
How
it give you,
undignified.
no, this doesn't give you advantage. You
No.
just
I just get
succeed.
I just get my sneak attack on them without having an ally nearby, or the other billionaire things that give me sneak attack.
Yeah, not advantage, but you still get sneak attack, yes.
So that is 17 damage. He looks not happy about it.
Do you really get
I'm a-
3x? Do you really get 3d6 on? Isn't it like
No.
one or the other, or is it so it's
Hmm.
46 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this level I'll get 3, yeah, for sneak.
Sneak attack is how how rogues make up for the lack of like second attack and everything.
Okay. I wasn't sure. That's all. Oh,
Multi
okay.
attacks.
Yeah, he
That's how
got
they
3d6
make up.
this level. He's going to get 46 at 7th and 5d6 at 9th, and he can get all the way up to 96?
So that's
No,
10d6.
10d6
That's
at
11 d6
19th.
on attack.
But you only get it once per turn.
Right.
Yes, but not. But you can still get it even if it's not your turn. So if somebody say could, if you had an ability to where like they tried to get away from you, attack of opportunity,
Sentinel.
you can still do the sneak attack damage on that.
All right,
It's
so
one. Yeah,
is
per
Flux doing
turn.
anything else?
No.
All right, Liara.
I'm assuming you want the circle there.
So what you're saying is that Felix and Drusus and Anar are going to be the most powerful members of the party in the game. I guess Liara too.
I mean, considering I can pretty much, if I roll max damage, one shot all of you, yeah.
Just wait till Gleb comes back, then you get two of them.
Bye.
Welcome back.
You one shot his connection. Congratulations. Hello.
Okay, bear with me.
Are you
No.
fireballing?
There's a bear with you.
Oh shit! Not again. I
You have
thought I
bear
told
fist?
him to stay in the cage.
I'm going to use
Summon bear.
two.
Okay.
I'm going to use
I
two
understood that
sorcery.
reference.
I'm
Two
going to use
sorcery
two.
points.
2 SP to
Yes.
quicken, probably.
Let the man
Yes.
talk.
Okay.
Let him cook.
For
Maximize fireball.
I don't think
Uh,
Liara has empower.
yes, two sorcery points for fireball.
I assume you're using
And
quicken fireball. That's what
yes,
for quicken? Okay.
yes,
Sorry, you're quickening fireball.
yes.
Now keep in mind you can't use 2 leveled spells in one round. So if you're going to quicken, then you need to burn your second spell on a cantrip. You can't use another leveled spell.
Correct.
Okay,
So
I'll use firebolt then.
that's fair.
Want
All
to
right,
roll
Fireball
roll
and firebolt. Yeah.
fireball first to see who.
You use the firebolt to explode the fireball.
Okay, hold on.
Get him, buddy, get him, boy.
This thing.
Hey, all right. How dexterous are these motherfuckers?
They're not. They've got -1s. Well, actually, no, I take that
Well,
back.
the
The
trolls
trolls
have
have +1s, but the ogres have -1s. It's going to be an uphill battle regardless.
So all four of them get dex saves again, apparently.
Can
What's
they
up,
do it?
Remove.
Yes. Can they save? Yes. Those two did not.
One
One
Yes.
did.
So he takes 12.
All right, so you've got corpses of ogres here,
Oh shit! Nice.
and
Those poor bastards.
said one of them save takes 12. Looks really unhappy about all the fire. The other one takes all 24. Eliar, you were going to firebolt somebody who was left. Is that what I heard?
Hold on.
Because you were quickening your fireball.
Yeah, this dude.
Which one? Sorry, left or right?
Left.
Does 23 hit?
23.
Probably.
No, they have a 24 AC. They're very strong.
Roll your damage, dude. There you go.
50. Nice.
No, the troll is wearing +3 plate mail armor. Come on.
Yeah. I'm
Good
going
damage.
to take that +3 armor from him.
That is good damage.
I'm
Good
not gonna
news.
get a chance to act
My
it.
turn.
There is now a smoking stump where his head was.
All right. Well, this
Anything
makes
else
this
you're
all
doing?
easier.
Are you good to
Uh,
take my suggestion to get the meal somewhere else, Corvin? I've recommended
no,
you go
no,
do that.
I'm all done.
All right, Corvin, what are you going to do?
Let them
Man,
come
I
to us.
recommended you not to go right
He's
on.
gonna
You're-
charge in on his horse.
You're dumb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're on your horse.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that now everybody else, if they charge up, will either have to dash to get to you or take 2 rounds. So
No, it's
you're
fine.
on
Don't
your
worry
own.
about it.
Also
All right,
consider
you heard him.
Also consider you and Ceratoso the only two frontliners.
Bonus action.
That's
I'm
Cecilia is
gonna
the front line.
hold on. I'm bonus action smiting here.
Smite!
But which smite am I gonna use?
Finally, we get a smite.
Hold on. What do you mean bonus action? You're going to use a smite here.
Or isn't that how smiting works?
You have to hit first. And I don't know
No,
if you
so
hit.
he's talking about his spelled smite, like a searing smite or something along those lines, which is a bonus action that you can hold.
Peg,
Divide
everyone-
smite, or are you bonus action casting a spell that it has smite in the name?
The latter, I'm sure.
I mean, I could use my divine smite, and then use my channel divinity, but I don't think I need to. I'm gonna use where is it? Smite. I'm gonna use searing smite on it.
You're using searing smite.
Yeah.
Cast the spell.
I don't know what that 3 is for. Oh, I guess that's a pass.
All right.
No, you have to hit them now.
Searing
good. I got
smite
a
you have to
17.
cast before you hit. So
Oh,
you're
well,
you're
all right.
casting it. Hold on. You're casting it as your bonus action before you attack, correct?
Yes.
All right. So then next time you hit with a melee weapon, which you just did, you add a 1d6 fire damage to the target and cause it to ignite into flames, right?
Yeah.
So you roll your damage,
8.
and then you roll your 1d6 to go along with it, which you already
was
did up here. with
5.
the
Yep.
spell.
So that's 13. And then
So it takes 13 damage of fire damage. Then when it starts its turn, it takes 3 fire damage.
8 piercing and 5 fire.
Right.
And then I will expend a spell slot of first level to do 2d8 divine smite to it.
Okay, so then you're going to divine smite him.
Yes.
With you roll your 2d8.
Bop.
One moment.
Do I want to
There you
channel
go.
divinity and get some temp hit points? That'd be spicy.
How long do those 10 hit points last?
Yes.
This fight's about to be over, my man.
I know, but it lasts. It doesn't say it lasts like an hour. It's just I get 2d8 plus my.
And it lasts
level
until
and-
you long rest.
That's it.
If it doesn't say, it lasts until you long
Oh
rest.
yeah,
Like
you're
mine.
right.
Just
Yeah.
like mine.
Yep.
Oh, it doesn't. It says I can refresh it on a short or long rest, but it doesn't say it lasts until my long rest. Is that just
I
temporary hit
assume.
points in general?
Yeah, that's just how temp HP works in general.
Nah. All right.
Okay, I'm clear for the moment, but he'll be back again in a moment.
Sure.
So, yes, the troll is dead.
Cool. You did it.
Da da da! He
Or-
holds his
hold on.
lance. He holds his lance on high, like he's done fucking all of it somehow.
Well, I hope you had fun, guys.
Say we'll turn
Hey,
to the to,
easy.
civilian, citizens here and reassure them.
Corbin is gonna take his little buddy out, Gordon, or no, Colin. Colin, yeah, Colin. Colin is the aberration. He's gonna. He's like, "You hungry, buddy? Yeah. You want to eat? Is this what you eat? I don't know what you eat.
Psychic energy.
Oh, I know, but maybe it eats food too. I don't know.
Does Corvin know what a psychic energy is?
I'm sure he's not that stupid. He doesn't have a 4 in his intelligence.
Corvin,
But
while
he
you
is
get
a 5.
attached to that thing, you do realize it's going to go through customs, right?
Nice.
Maybe. Not if I hide him.
Just
You
is
do
not
realize
going to
I'm
come-
going to tell them you have it, right?
He's got 4,500 experience in 4 people's turns.
Nice. Fireball, baby.
It's it's great for clumped groups like that. I guess they didn't want to take us up on the. Oh, they didn't have time to.
Well, that's on them. That's their fault being so slow. I'm gonna get food.
Corvin, we need to talk about tactics here.
It seems like we have a lot of things to talk about, apparently.
Hmm. You have no argument for me.
Just add it to the list of things we need to talk about.
Put your name
The
in my
things
book.
we need to talk about.
I don't know. There's like
I'm sure we'll find the time to find the time.
I'm pretty sure if Anar has to put your name in his book, you have done fucked up.
It's like a dwarven book of wrongs.
Exactly.
So anyway, there we were taking a snooze, an old snooze.
I'm gonna be right back while Dream gets stuff set up.
furious typing ensues. It's all right, Larisha. You'll have your moment. I promise.
I was just going to walk up and command them to halt for the trolls and the ogres.
Stop before I say stop again.
Yeah, well, I was going to use the command spell halt, just to have them stand in place for basically a turn or two.
So that only worked on one creature.
I can now cast it to second level. Or two. Creatures.
Well, you're still not getting all of them.
I know, but
I mean, don't get me wrong. Two of them staying still while two of them come closer means that in combat we don't have nearly as many flanking us. If they got into range, this entire thing would have been a different story.
Cecilia is pretty control focused, so she doesn't really have much DPS. So her thing is basically control.
Pretty much everybody in the back line is control focused. I mean, Anar doesn't have too many damaging spells. Fireball was really his first.
Larisha and Liara are both DPS, along with Felix. Ceratos is a bit of a balance. Some control, some damage, DPS.
I'm
Cecilia,
utility.
yeah, and Cecilia is basically full control / utility. Besides, like, her one cantrip. The spells she has prepared right now are Disguise Self, Command, Healing Word, Charm Person, Sanctuary, Pass Without Trace, Hold a Person, Mirror Image, Zone of Truth, and Calm Emotions right now.
Hey, Fee. I want to point out, my phone didn't pick up your one spell Charm Person, right?
Hmm?
So all I heard you was, she has the spell Harm Person. I think that's called
Inflict Wounds.
Finger of Death.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Shadow Word Pain. That's Harm Person.
I also swapped out, I had swapped out,
Note to self, get Shadow Word Kill as a spell.
I
Go on.
I swapped out Detect Good and Evil after I used it, like, the next... Oh, wait, no, is this the same day?
This is the day. Well, we've had we've had two long rests. One we didn't get a chance to get stuff from.
Okay.
The
Okay, so
second one you switched out for Detect Good and Evil, cast a spell on the thingy.
Yeah, I don't have I don't have Calm Emotions yet. Next long rest, I'm switching out Detect Good and Evil for Calm Emotions.
Right.
Again. Okay.
Do I want Burger King or do I want McDonald's?
Burger King.
Think so? Alright.
McDonald's is absolute shit.
I accidentally thought we had a second another restful long rest, but no.
Well, we have nothing until the DM gets back.
McDonald's, in my opinion, has gone downhill hard.
I also get Pizza Hut. I don't really want pizza.
Yeah, I was going to say that wasn't an option.
I mean, there's a Burger King next to the Pizza Hut. So
Yeah, I was gonna say to somewhat describe our location. The Burger King is like right across from the Pizza Hut.
there's like two McDonald's, there's a Wendy's, there's a Burger King, there's a Little Caesars, there's a Domino's, there's a Papa John's, all within like 2 miles of me.
Yeah, the
Oh
Wendy's.
shit!
The Wendy's is down the road from his house.
Hope the kids are okay.
I was going to say, in that case, go to the Wendy's.
There's such a big line
one-
there.
Yeah, that one's always pretty busy, mainly because it's super small. So that
Okay,
one gets
Burger
pretty
King.
bad.
Burger King. All right.
Burger King.
Get me a Whopper. Yeah,
That's
if
right.
there's a chain restaurant, it's like within 2 miles of my house. It's pretty funny. There's a Little Caesars across the street from the Wendy's, which is really funny. And next to that's a Dunkin'
Yeah,
Donuts.
it's one of those. It's for some reason combined into a Dunkin' Donuts.
Because you want a donut coffee with the pizza.
I have watched the Big Mac shrink several times over the past few years.
Dude, you should call
And,
somebody. Where's it
and,
going?
and their patties are starting to taste like cardboard now. They're just absolutely horrible. I no, I don't like them. They can go away.
Yep. Well,
Fries
Burger
are
King's.
pretty good though.
All right. Well,
No,
Burger King's.
no, they're not. No, those have gone downhill too.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Big Mac cheese.
I'm not a fan of the Big Mac, to be honest.
Not Big Mac, but Whopper cheese, or grab yourself an Angus.
Nah, Burger King's closed apparently.
Damn.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah.
Kind of
I don't know
Burger
why
King
they
closes
closed.
before 9 o'clock.
You
I
got
mean,
a
it is.
Hardee's
Usually
or Arby's?
that one they're open till 11, so something must have happened that goes from the close.
It might be because of the 4th of July weekend. I don't know.
I
It
doubt
is
it.
also Sunday. Who knows?
Hardee's
So-
or
Is there
Carl's Jr.?
is their parking lot completely empty and the lights all off?
The lights are on, but there's like one car in the parking lot.
Yeah, they're probably still
that
open.
doesn't mean they're closed.
The guy at the drive-through said they were closed.
Oh, they're probably not
Oh,
closed.
oh.
That's probably him being fucking lazy because he's the only one there.
Possibly.
I've used to work those areas. Yeah, we would do that all the fucking time. Just if we were like the only one there, we just tell people we're closed.
There's nobody eating in it, so I mean.
Yeah, just because no one's eating inside never means they're actually closed.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
saw somebody go through the fucking drive-through. Those lying bastards.
And just if they say that, I mean, the drive-in might be closed, but
I just
walk-in
watched
should.
and go through the drive-through. I'm pretty sure.
Well, usually the walk-in closes before the drive-through does. It's not gonna be your...
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I guess I'm going to Wendy's. Fucking,
I'm-
they don't want. So I'm not gonna fucking work for it. It's perfect.
Wow, imagine me being right when I told you why he
Hey,
told you
listen
they were
here.
closed.
All right.
It's almost like this happens
Sucker.
every time you have a dilemma and I tell you the answer and then you ignore me.
Damn.
Oh no! It's kind of like the tactics that we have here. Let them come to us. Corvin charges forward.
In total
Just-
fairness, Corbin is
that's
the
just
kind
Chris
of
in
person who
general,
would
though.
start ahead and be
In
like,
fairness,
"Aha, fortune
look,
glory."
look. If there wasn't one left, that also didn't just take 2 fireballs. I wouldn't have charged in. I was almost 100% certain I could finish it off with 2 smites and 2 attacks.
In total fairness, I would have gotten the chance to shoot it before its turn came out.
Like 2 fireballs.
And
I
Truce's
do 2 smites and 2 attacks. I was almost 100% certain I could kill it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, Larisha and Drusus both would have had a turn before it did. So yeah,
It makes sense, but at the same time, it's fun to badger for it.
All right. Anyway,
It's easy to make
I'm
fun of
back.
Chris.
Welcome back.
Hi,
Hey,
are the kids
question.
okay?
2 questions. One, do they
Yeah,
have any?
one of them. We've got a bookshelf in our room that we stuff stuff onto
It
for.
fell over, didn't it?
No, there was apparently a jar of jelly from some time we ordered breakfast at some point.
I know. Oh, geez.
That he pulled off onto his foot.
That's not
Oh,
what
nice.
I was expecting to happen. I was expecting to fall on his head.
Nope, on the
Okay.
foot. Oh, and
Oh.
then he
so-
came over to the bed and landed on Dreamy.
Oh, I hope Jamie's okay.
On Dreamy's knee.
Oh,
Well, they had to replace it with a bionic knee.
Jamie's
Sorry.
probably okay.
She is now
Cyborg-
better, faster, stronger, better.
Stronger, faster, better, stronger,
They're suggesting
faster.
you need knee replacement.
But anyway. Cool questions, Dream. Was there any good loot on there for me to wear armor-wise? Doubt it.
They are
But-
bigger than you.
Secondly, how's my little guy doing? Is he doing all right?
I mean, he looks fuzzy. What do you want from him?
I don't know. Does he look like he ate psychic energy lately? Does he look full? Does he
Emotion.
look...
He wants
If
emotion.
you've if you've been away from the main group, no, things probably looking famished.
You mean you and the 207 other people traveling with you?
Yeah.
I'm
Does
sorry,
he
I
look?
had to.
Does he look full and
I mean, he looks fuzzy. He looks like a purple fuzzy guy with eyes. You know?
does he have a mouth?
No. Not
Okay,
the
I have to know. I have to know.
It's a
So
tribble.
are their eyes like googly eyes?
I mean, more or less.
They are now.
Cool. Just wanted to double check. Let's go, googly eyes. Googly eyes are the best.
Y'all friggin' taking him to customs. I'll never see my boy again.
Exactly.
He's going into
Why
custom.
do- Why do you always take away everything fun from me?
Because it's dangerous for everyone else.
Bruh. Took my deck. Took my
I mean,
fuzzball.
he's purple. He's fuzzy. He's got big eyes. I mean, what do you want from him?
I will
Look at
find
those-
out what he is for. He will have a glorious purpose.
It's big. I need to shoot it. Oof. It's big now.
It's not that big.
I rolled a 23 to hit. I'm not actually shooting it.
No, you're gonna get smashed.
Holy
You're gonna get
crap.
smited by-
You're
I'm
waiting
not
for Corbin.
I'm not actually shooting it. I'm just
All
kidding.
right, well, Corbin's gonna come over and smite Larisha. Goodbye,
It's
Larisha.
a joke. It's a joke. I'm not actually shooting it.
If it was actually that big, I would also be shooting it.
It is not that big currently.
And I'm not shooting currently.
Currently.
I see. No, I'm not shooting it. Not unless it empirically is a danger, then I'll shoot it.
It is not currently subject to enlarge
Can't
reduce.
let Corbin have a damn thing, huh?
It's not our fault. Everything you want is a dangerous society-killing being.
Well, maybe just once it won't be.
Dangerous, society killing. It's a fuzzball with big eyes.
Yeah, it's dangerous. It's society killing.
Have you
Like
seen
what I
Society?
posted in Discord.
A feather could friggin' knock over society.
Yeah, and we just fought a dude in frilly pants that when he died created a crater to the Shadowfell.
To be fair, it was an
Yeah.
abomination, not the dude in frilly pants. That was an illusion.
Yeah, but appearances can be deceiving.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Anyway, what do we do now?
He's been indoctrinated. We need to shoot him.
What are we gonna do now?
You go to re-education camp, comrade.
Are we
We're
heading
gonna,
to Port Amelia?
yes, we're gonna keep going.
Continuing on.
Here's
I'd
what
like to make it the threshold before the end of the session.
here's what the ogres have on them: big sticks. Here's what the trolls have on them: a dirty
Big-
loincloth.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about it, in some circumstances, that could give Corbin a
You-
plus 2 to intimidate.
You can make a tent. Just put the loincloths on the stick and
With you,
I'm
infection.
pretty sure you would I'm pretty sure you'd have to roll a con save and you'd instantly get like 3 levels of exhaustion. Just
Oh, dude, I have a paladin. I'm immune to disease.
Hey, take the.
Are you
yeah,
immune
yeah.
to Are you immune to vomiting?
To what?
To vomiting.
That depends how
I-
constant.
No.
Poor.
Take the loincloths as a trophy and wear them proudly. Wear the trophy of your enemies. Such
Why are we
glory.
encouraging him?
I'm not encouraging him. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, the loincloth. It smells like troll shit. Let's just be
Sweaty
clear
troll
here.
balls.
Probably also smells like troll dick.
Yes, I think that's what we were
Do
getting
you know what that smells like?
No.
You could
Good.
find out.
Moving on.
Let's move on.
Why? That was such a thrilling and scientific point of conversation.
We
Man,
have been demonetized. Let's move on.
I just want to freaking get to
We're
threshold.
monetized. Where's my share?
I was gonna say, are we getting bits?
Uh,
I don't check anything to do with the stream, by the way, so I have no idea what's happening. We could be banned for all I know and have no idea.
Broadcasting to no one, as is
I
tradition.
mean, it just lets me hit the button, and it doesn't yell at me when I hit it, so I'm assuming everything's fine.
well, if this is how we go out, this is how we go out. Talking about troll dick.
It was worth it,
All right.
maybe.
I started with trolls. I'll end with trolls. That's my thing.
As my knowledge of the rules is, as long as we don't give a graphic depiction of troll dick, we're fine.
So anyway, let's move on.
Yes, on to Port Amelia, and then
Where
threshold.
there is no
Please.
troll dick.
Please threshold. Yes, thank you.
What are you talking about? We have 2 more random encounters to go through.
No, we don't.
Okay.
Look, only one of these hit your random encounter threshold.
I'm pretty sure
The
whatever
threshold's
else
right
got
here.
scared. I'm pretty sure everything else got scared off by the wonton devastation we just caused.
We left a crater the size of grass.
Wontons fall from the sky. Roll a dexterity save.
Thank you. Have a good one.
I see only 2 of you care about that one. So
You said roll a dex save. I rolled. I don't know what you want from me.
we got
This
3
is
people.
just gonna sit there with his mouth open towards the sky. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why are we rolling a deck save?
For me.
Wontons
Wontons
fall
are
from
falling
the
from the
sky.
sky spontaneously.
Wontons
Wa-
have spontaneously fallen from the sky.
I said wonton
Oh.
devastation. That's why. Wanton. I meant wanton destruction.
Yeah,
Man, I
Drusus
was gonna-
isn't trying to dodge. He's just opening his mouth.
Hey,
Anar's small. He'll eat after it's. Yeah.
so anyway, there we were moving along with the story.
Meanwhile, back at the plot.
Meanwhile, back at the farm.
Those of you who fail to dodge and don't get a 10 or better, you take 5 fire damage. And we move on.
Is this better or worse than the time that frogs rained from us in the sky in the desert?
Oh, now you want to save.
I'm choosing to ignore the wontons. And moving on with the plot.
You each have a feeling somewhere in the back of your mind that words have meanings.
That what?
Words have meaning.
Hmm.
See, I told you so. The orator's always listening.
Wonton is an actual word, right? Wonton
Nice.
is an. It's not pronounced wonton, but it's wanton. It's like WONTO.
Yes,
It's like
wonton,
rampant.
not wonton.
You know what? It's the word, not the. It's quiet, you.
The miracles of the orator
Quiet,
never
man.
cease, don't they, Certos?
Look, at least in this case, you didn't cause alien species to invade Earth and be swallowed by a small dog.
I mean, in total fairness, that has not yet been taken off the table.
That's pretty important, really.
All right.
Something
Anyway,
I
you
would like.
guys managed to get you and your refugees all the way back to Port Amelia. Here you are.
Hooray. how's Juice gonna
Huzzah.
explain that one to his dad?
Why did you give me your card?
Hi,
We saved a town of 200 people.
we tore a hole open through reality, and we
Juices
have
have
200.
Santa.
In fact, the
Juices-
guards see your large group coming and ride out to meet you, demanding an explanation.
Juice, that one's all you, buddy.
Cecilia will brush up against Drusus in case
Subtle.
it's necessary.
You are very subtle about that, Cecilia.
Drusus will introduce him. So, actually, before we get to the port, Drusus would like to have a talk with the people.
People,
Giving them instructions on what
200.
to say.
And he will request thaumaturgy from Corvin for this.
Yeah.
But essentially, he will do his best to explain to the people that the Empire is in such a state that it cannot house most of them for nothing, essentially, while we figure all this out. The children and one of their parents will still what can be considered refugees. However, everyone else is essentially going to have to be integrated into the Legion in some way, either
As
not
breeding
necessarily
stock?
as a fight. If they are a little more up there in age or there's another issue, they can be support staff. That'll be up to the legate.
I like how you waited until we got to town to say, by the way, we're drafting all of you.
Yeah, wait
I-
a minute. Circles will pipe
he-
in and say,
He mentioned it at the start.
I know we did.
are we conscripting these people?
You have another way to get them food and shelter.
Well, I'm sure that we haven't exhausted everything. That we could speak to the church.
have.
They are here to help with refugees. Certainly. Did we ask these people if they were okay with being put to the army?
That's what I'm doing.
After
Yeah.
we've, I'm sorry, Master Drusus, if I am speaking out of turn here, but after we have given them no choice, we are saying we will what? Send you off into the woods to die, or you can fight for an empire that you weren't initially part of. Is that what I'm understanding?
Again, do you have another option?
Man, Shoto's about to fucking uproot the entire empire.
you get up easily. Door isn't open.
There must be some other way than just saying, this is it.
Certos, I appreciate the sentiment, and you can continue to say there must be some other way. And if you can find it, more power to you.
Certas, with all due respect, I believe that our other way is us getting our domestic affairs in order. So
I
that
will
we
tell
can
you,
return things to normality.
I do not know. I do not honestly remember whether you were in this meeting or not, but I will tell you that the refugee crisis is beyond critical levels. The war on the mainland has assured us of this. It was already at critical levels when we still had threshold.
So I will point out, you guys have your own land over here.
Yeah,
with nobody
I
who
would.
lives there, or work
I'm-
there, or anything like that.
Yeah, and
Cecilia
to
was
clarify,
that
I'm
would
not.
be
I'm not
kidnapping.
waiting. To clarify, and I'm sorry about this. I'm not waiting until we're like here to having this conversation. I would have it like as we're picking up camp after Goosetown.
I was under the impression that we were going to deal with this mess later because, like, I don't want to just tell people, "Hey, you could come work for us," like, because we do not have like the capability of doing like that. Like, we need to deal with.
Oh, Cecilia was actually going to do that in part.
I'm just making a
Uh,
suggestion so that it's not, the only choices that you see aren't just conscript or die.
Well,
Oh,
so no. So here's a question, and be honest. Would anybody, and I'm mainly looking at you, Sartos, would anybody have thought of that in character?
No.
yeah, it would have been in Cecilia's mind this entire time.
Would Cecilia have said it to Drusus?
Yeah,
That is
she
true.
would have brought it up.
Would
Yes.
Cecilia really have brought it up, considering the kind of person Cecilia is?
Yes, because this is one of Cecilia's goals. Like, she was, this was on her mind last time we were in Port Amelia as well, and she probably would have brought it up for Drusus after he didn't mention at all the party city at all. She would have mentioned that one of her. I didn't get to DMing this because it didn't seem necessarily relevant at the time, but one of the things that Cecilia would have mentioned to Drusus was setting up a both kind of like a homestead to kind of feed some people, but also set aside some of the land for refugees. And
yeah, you also know somebody who's giving out free real estate for work. So,
That's not
just
literally
point
not
out that
realistic.
in character, you do have options your character might think of.
like it's also it's something that with like the Fifth Legion, where it's something of establishing kind of like a township in order to house people and also promote some goodwill amongst
So
the
One moment.
if I'm
11th.
okay, I'm gonna wait until you get back. Then
No, actually, he's. You go ahead because I was going to say something, but you go first.
okay.
Ooh.
I was just gonna bring up, like, even counting the fact that we don't. Okay, and I'm going to sound like a total jerk by saying that. I'm still in. I still do think that at least mentioning, like, working with the legions being an option. I'm like, I don't. I do like the idea of giving like potential alternatives by making it very clear, like, at the moment, given what we're dealing with, we can't promise anything. The only way we're going to be able to promise something is if you choose to work with, if you choose to join the legions. That's like,
Okay. Yep.
I'm
Okay.
like, that's basic. Like, here's the thing: we do need people, as much as I hate to say it, and I'm not of the mind that I think we should be pressing anyone
Much better.
into feeling like they have to join the army, but we do need people. Is all
Cecilia,
I'm gonna say.
Yes.
draft up transfer of ownership of a land treaty contingent on imperial citizenship.
Okay, so what's the plan?
So,
Hmm?
Drusus will be in front of the people and he will say, "Good people, these are the options before you. You may go your own way, attempt to make your way to one of the towns either here or on the frontier. However, I will be frank with you. There is a refugee crisis in the Empire, and there is no guarantee they will have space for you. You may continue with us and join the Imperial Legion. You will be guaranteed food, a bed, work, pay, and you will
And
fight for the
citizenship,
Empire. And
if
if
you
you are
don't have.
not, and it turns out you are not an Imperial citizen, you will be granted Imperial citizenship.
Thank you.
Your other option, and he will ask, who has a map? And he'll look around to his party.
I do.
Who has a
Who
map?
has a
I do.
map?
Yes.
I
So
do.
he
I'm
will- he
pretty
will,
sure
like,
I've been mapping. I'm pretty sure I've been keeping.
Show them
map.
on the map where Libra Matis is, and he will say, "If you feel you may make the journey to Libra Matis."
Where is that again?
Just
Free real
outside the
estate.
border.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, I see now. Yeah, I would point that out on our map.
And I am
Like-
currently having my attaché draft up a treatise. I have some land out there. It is undeveloped. I am honestly not sure if it's even suited for farming. In fact, I've never actually seen it. I just know it's there. It is a small plot of land for such a large group of people.
No, it's not.
Shush.
Standards here. Drusus' standards are higher than yours. And he's only talking about his portion.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But, should you wish to take that risk, you may come up after this is drafted and place your signatures. If you do not know how to write, we will assist you. Upon the parchment, and those of you who signed, the land will be divided among you. Now, if it turns out you are not Imperial citizens, when we return to Port Amelia and get to the bottom of all of this, the agreement will become null. But if you are Imperial citizens, the land shall be yours.
So is this just Drusus's portion of the land, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Only citizens are good enough to fork your land. I see.
Anar's not quite so picky.
I'm pretty sure it's also the law won't back. won't back this
That.
if they're not citizens. The law won't back them. I think is the logic he's going for.
That.
Free people can own land.
Cecilia can own land
The
because
issue is they might not be free. We don't know that.
Yes, the not free would be the issue.
Right.
Then he would say, or free peoples.
Again, Anar's not quite so picky.
Again, if you're not at least that picky, the law won't back you. And the agreement is null and void anyways, whether you want it to be or not.
We're outside. Well, our land is outside Imperial control. I can
But
be not picky.
the land is granted to us by Imperial edict, essentially. You can't nullify the law of the Imperium without just nullifying your claim to the land.
That implies the Imperium has jurisdiction in the area in which we have our land.
Wasn't part of our goal in order to expand the borders out to that point anyway?
So essentially, this is my understanding. The noble divvying up the land was essentially given rights to the land by the Imperium. Now, this line is essentially like where the Imperium can guarantee the safety of, and like where we have armies and the like, not where the Imperium claims. They're different things.
As far as I was aware, that purple border is the literal border of the Empire, and anything outside of it is out of jurisdiction, which is why the Fifth set up camp where it is.
This is where the Imperium has the ability to enforce the law. Beyond that border, they do not have anybody to enforce anything. But as far as claim, well, this entire continent's purple. Never mind. So
it's for real estate.
Yeah.
And the noble and the mage woman has some sway and power. So chances are
you can't have your cake and eat it too. Either you were granted the land by Imperial edict and have to follow that law in transferring the land, or you don't have the land because the Imperium has no authority.
Okay, I understand that. Anar doesn't have quite the standards mentioned. If you're giving him the land, he's going to do with it as he pleases.
And then when the law takes it back and just takes it for the Imperium, then that's just something you'll have to live with.
We can cross that bridge if he's done anything wrong to begin with.
It's
or,
not
or
you.
later.
Like if you try to transfer this, what I'm saying is, if you try to transfer this ownership to a slave or a criminal or somebody,
I didn't
who's
say
not,
I was transferring ownership to a slave. I said they can live on my land.
Oh, you're not transferring ownership. You're just saying they can stay there.
He's transferring
Yes.
ownership.
No,
Okay,
I'm
then yeah, you're fine. Do whatever the hell you want.
I'm basically being a realtor.
No, I'm literally transferring ownership. You're being a landlord
Yes.
and just not charging rent.
I didn't say that.
Currently, at the moment.
Anar the feudal lord, yes.
Yes.
And meanwhile, Cecilia has a third way that she's going to use her land.
Anar has plans. This is step 1. No, this isn't.
That scares me a little bit.
No, this isn't. This is. Yeah, that's where we are. Okay.
I think Anar just scares me.
I've been hearing that a lot.
I wonder why.
All right. Anyway, some people are going to take you up on that. Roll persuasion. I think you haven't done this entire thing. And are you hoping
supposed to be
to
a
go more
D4?
towards?
But sure. Somehow I still rolled a 1 on a D34. So
Wow. All right.
Are you hoping they'll go more towards your land, or hoping they'll go more towards the Legion?
I'm hoping they'll go more towards the Legion.
You didn't roll a D34. It says it took it as a dice, but it only rolled a 1. You didn't say it was 1D34.
Well,
Oh my god.
all right, so a 19.
Bruce, I'm sorry. It might be a little late at this point, but Certos, I forgot my own name for a second. Certos will try his best to help him with that, talking up the Empire, talking up what the Legion can do.
So wait, Certos changed his mind.
Make it a 23.
Now he all of a sudden wants people to be drafted?
After they were given specifically, and you can ask Certos about this later if you wanted to, but after Drusus gave them the option,
Gotcha.
he was fine in supporting the idea.
Gotcha. Okay.
Most of them want to go to the Legion.
Woohoo!
You have given a good speech.
Well done. Good speech.
So what are the other?
It's not Corbin level. We'll give it a C+.
Are the other 61 like fucking off to do their own thing, or are they going to live where Madness?
Probably going to your land.
It is not a Corbin speech.
So what he'd do is he'd probably work with Anar on this, and you don't need to do this right now, DM. But he'd essentially figure out, okay, what portion of this land is essentially count however many families. So let's assume like 50 families. Like, how much of this land would be needed for 50 families to live sustainably? And
a question would be: is how much land are we talking about? Are we talking about just yours? Are we talking about other
right
people?
now, unless somebody else wants to volunteer to put theirs in the pot.
Certos will get in on this action too.
So that would be okay. So between Certos, Anar, and Drusus, that's 75 acres for 60 some odd people.
Is Anar in on this too?
And I think Cecilia also said she was going to.
No, I'm not giving away the land. I'm using Cecilia's land to farm to produce food for these people.
And we don't actually know whether it's good for that yet.
So what you're saying is that
No,
you're
This is true.
Cecilia is going to also opt to hire some druids with the plant growth spells.
And Sai, I thought you said Anar was doing
Double the-
landlord things, not actual ownership transfer.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, either way, we've got people that are doing ownership transfer, or people that are able to be on the land
Okay, so
to
yeah,
working for it.
So if we just figure out like 50 families, how much land would they need to live sustainably, and then we'll draft up 3 agreements. We'll take peace out of mine, peace out of Cerato's, peace out of Anar's,
I'm gonna be right back.
and Anar's agreement will be different. But essentially, we'll transfer that, and I'll stamp it, and Cerato's can stamp it too with the clergy seal if he wants.
Okay.
And
According to permaculturism, a 0.44 acre of land can produce enough vegetables and fruits to meet up with the daily calorie needed for one person to feed for a year.
All
So
right,
you're looking roughly a half an acre per person.
All right, so we're looking at about when you correct for rounding error, about 30 acres. So about 10 acres from each of us.
So also, if I cast if I hire like a druid to cast plant growth, if you cast a spell over 8 hours, you enrich land. All plants within a half-mile radius, which is about 500 acres, centered on a
That's
point within
everybody.
range, becomes enriched for 1 year.
And that will be
Doubles.
great when you have the time and money to do it.
At twice the amount. And it's a consumable spell scroll that I can hire, so it's half price as well.
And that'll be great when you have the money to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we're looking at
not right
60
now.
people with essentially 75 acres up for however it will be used, which is more than enough for all 60 of those people.
So if we give essentially half an acre to each, then half an acre ahead, then they'll be fine.
So it would due to the fact that they would own the land from you, I'm assuming they would take you up on your offer first. It all depends on how much you want to actually divvy out.
We can figure all this out, though.
I was prepared to give it all. So
Much like to figure this out
There you go.
over the week, and then we can continue on to threshold at least.
So
Or
Druce is
wherever.
Druce is holding up to 60 or up to 50 people then.
well, we're basically done because like Cerato's, how much are you willing to give?
Is Certos
Certos-
looking to give land to them, or kind of rent it out?
No, the land will belong to the church. Anybody who wants to stay there who has the option to stay there, would be doing so in service of creating a place for the church out
All
in
right,
that
well
area.
then yeah, we'll figure this out. So,
Yeah.
as we go on. So, anyways, so now they ride out to meet us and our 139 people. And Drusus will introduce himself and by the way, as they're riding out, he will make sure that Corvin's dismounted. And he will introduce himself, display his ring, and he will say, "These 139 people are refugees from Grassy Knoll, and they have all pledged to join the Imperial Legion in service to the Emperor, the Imperium, and the Prefect."
You'll basically get some confused looks, and then I'll have to check with my captain on that kind of idea.
Fair enough. I assume we can continue walking towards the gates while you do that.
Yes, they're not going to stop you from coming into town. So, coming into town.
Declare that damn fuzzball.
Corvin, are you trying to declare your damn fuzzball?
Sure, why not?
And Drusus will look the customs guy in the eye and tell him We don't know what this thing is. It's living. That's
I'm
about
back.
what we know. We have reports that it might be dangerous, so I'd hand it over to mages if I were you, for them to figure out what it is with extreme caution.
Sorry, what are we doing?
Handing over the fuzzball.
Oh
Corvin,
right,
are you
Custom.
sure about this?
oh right, custom.
They won't let me not do it, so
I have
I
the
mean, you,
feeling
Man,
you,
weird
you,
that you didn't
you can
ask
speak on
the
its
rogue
behalf if you like.
to sneak it in for you. Weird.
you don't have a choice here, Buster.
I hand it to the rogue to sneak it in.
Oh wow,
Boy,
we're all in the
now.
customs room and the fuzzball isn't being handed over. Drusus isn't going to let anyone leave.
Whatever.
So we are handing over the first ball.
I think Jesus has
Yeah.
decided.
Fine.
Yes,
Corbin
he's
hands
putting
it
his
over and
foot
walks
down
out.
on it. We are not letting a
Corbin-
potentially psychic energy eating being into the
Corbin's gonna
only
hand it
major
over
city
and
we
walk
have
out of the
left.
room.
Corvin, you can punch Jesus later. Don't worry.
No, he cannot. He will be arrested.
That's fair. That's fair.
Who's gonna
Look,
arrest him
I'm
out in the
He
okay with-
wild?
can.
I'm okay with
Not
handing it
me.
over. I just think that Corvin would like challenge Jesus to an honorable duel or
Well,
something.
Drusus will try to console him after telling him if it turns out that
Nah,
it
he's
is
already left the
safe-
room.
later. Like later, he would say, if it turns out that it is safe, I will give you and it a formal apology, and
Look, they're gonna
we
know
will
what this
support,
thing is.
support your carrying it around.
Us.
Shut up. Okay.
Okay.
Not you. You're fine.
I
You're
know.
doing great. You're doing great.
I take it Corvin is not thrilled about handing his pet over.
If it's not safe, well, we'll see what happens. But if it is, I will issue you both a formal apology.
So I guess I got a DM to send to about Cecilia's plans.
So what else are you doing here in Port Amelia with our last 20 minutes or so?
We're probably gonna rest the fuck up for,
Is there?
and
is
then I
there-
assumed Jesus was going
So,
to
are-
talk to people about.
Yeah. First, are we in agreement that what we want to do next is resolve threshold?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So-
have no issues with that.
Now here's my problem though in character. Do like we have a plan because all of us just going to threshold is not
See,
going to
that's why I asked, because if I'm about to go talk to the legate and the prefect, the DM running the legate and the prefect, if he wants to indulge us in our decision, needs to at least know that they need to say they have a plan, even if he doesn't need to have the plan ready tonight.
Right. The alternative is, of course, that if they really don't, and we just have to put it off.
So yes, Drusus, Cecilia, and anyone else who really wants to talk to the prefect. I guess.
I don't think it'd be much help.
I guess. Fuck. I'm still Liara. I guess Liara would
Yeah.
also be expected to attend.
So
Okay.
before we reach in, before we head in, as, Lord Drusus, are you going to mention the land ownership that we have procured?
That is a private matter.
Okay. I was wondering about asking for assistance in the establishment of an estate to represent the 11th out in the in the land that I was given. So
I do believe that that is a fantastic idea once things have calmed down.
Yes. So I would likely be asking the legate for some assistance with the funding for the establishment of the estate.
That sounds
Once
like a great
threshold
thing
is
to
done.
deal with later,
I
Yes.
understand.
after our
Hmm.
current domestic problems are dealt with. And I know I'm
Yeah.
not.
Once we have an emperor on the throne, how about that?
I mean, we do.
Okay.
It's not one we particularly like.
No, we don't have an emperor on the throne. We have about
Yep.
6 dudes claiming to be the emperor. Just one
Fair
of them's
enough.
holding the threshold.
Fair enough.
So
It happens to be a lady.
so
Fair enough.
Cecilia will nod along and agree. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just she was just bringing it up in case you were going to mention it, just so that this idea wouldn't be a possibility if it was, but other matters take priority after all. If the and with the threshold taken right now, that is the primary concern.
Yeah,
Okay.
in character, I'm gonna go for a stiff drink while y'all are doing this because I desperately need one. Have fun, guys. Have fun with bureaucracy. I'm gonna get a fucking drink.
All right, so we're arranging a meeting with the prefect.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I have a actually, I have a question as you're getting things set up for that. Certos, are you gonna be able to stay for a little bit after the session, or you gotta go?
Yeah, I think I can hang around.
Okay, cool. Because I want to have a talk with you after,
Cool.
like after we're done with bureaucracy, if that's okay.
Sure thing.
Would you be having
Cool.
anyone else along, or
Nope.
Okay.
Just a one-on-one.
Okay.
Unless like, nah, probably just a one-on-one. Yeah, unless someone really wants to force their way in.
Okay.
We make fireworks. All right, so you walk in
Hey, it's Terran.
to your meeting here with the prefect and his advisor Solo Rubigo. And you see another guy sitting there. Looks kind of familiar.
Gone.
And the prefect says, "Welcome back."
Welcome, Prefect. Or thank you, Prefect. I see you have a new man to fill your advisory role.
Yes. My new advisor. Jacunda Volso. What? Why would I have to
Drusus
remember
Quintilius
this?
Corellius. Pleasure, sir.
He says, yes, it is good to make your acquaintance.
You said he seems kind of familiar.
He seems kind of familiar, like you've seen him somewhere before.
Insight for that?
Okay, well, at least Gleb had seen him somewhere before.
Oh, good.
Anybody else seen him?
Oh, good.
When he turned, if we're, obviously assuming it is the fun boy, then he turned actually back into that before he fought us?
I wouldn't know.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure while Gluck did go in there, we
You all met
thought-
him.
Yeah, like I thought we met him in.
Yeah, you did.
That
Because he
form.
told us about the crown, and he said it was his. And then
I'm
we're
just
like,
trying to remember who met him and who didn't.
We all met.
I'm pretty
we all
sure
everybody-
Ooh, boy.
I think
We're
everybody
all-
but
I
Corbin.
thought we met him as this, and then he turned into the Oni because
We
we're
did.
because when we're
We did.
we decided to
We
be
did.
With the
us.
red, with when he was freed from the red gem, he passed by all of us.
Good sir, I
Ah.
was unaware. I believe we've acquainted ourselves before. I was unaware of your noble ties. You should have said something.
Have we met before? I am newly arrived from the west, and I'm something of an expert on elven studies. The
Yes,
prefect has asked me.
because we found you in a crystal in some elven ruins. No.
Are you actually saying that?
Oh yes.
Oh,
He's
good.
making an issue of this right now.
Okay.
You found. I'm sorry. You found me where I'm. I assure you, I've come from across the sea, a very long way.
Prefect, with all due respect, can anyone vouch for this?
I mean, he does seem to know an awful lot of elven affairs, and
Indeed, because my entire party found him encased in a trap in elven ruins.
he had produced a degree from the university.
Boy, man, I would love to have
Sure, I wish I could do the
Gleb
same
right now.
thing.
He would just pull out some red crystal shards and wave it in his face.
No, sorry,
Mm.
Cecilia. Pretty sure Cecilia can do it.
I mean, I have those unless they
Cecilia
haven't
can do
been
what?
given back to me yet.
He
Uh,
gave me those
So
shards.
yeah, Drusus would actually turn to Cecilia and like, could you go find Felix for us?
Oh yes, let me indicate what Felix has done.
Oh, I was thinking you were gonna ask for that.
Oh well, yes, sure.
I love the name.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. You're just casting Zone of
No.
Truth on
Well-
the advisor.
Prefect, with your permission. And
I'm sorry. With your permission, he's been quite useful in understanding what the elves are doing out there in their woods. I mean,
oh, I am by no means saying that he is a malefactor of any sort. And I'm not questioning his expertise on the elves either. I just wish for us all to understand our motivations here and our backgrounds. In fact, I think the situation we found him in actually makes it even more useful in terms of his knowledge of elves
he says
than
my
any degree from the
motivation
university
here.
in the West.
He says my only motivation here is to advise the prefect on the elven situation, especially after those artifacts that you found, and the potential of the elven king returning.
How
Yeah,
did you know anything about that?
Well, you see, your prefect here, he told me about the artifacts that you found. Something about a crown.
I don't. Why would? Okay, so actually, out of care, why would the prefect have any reason to know about that?
I don't think we mentioned it at all.
We
Jim.
never did.
Ooh.
Oh, I was certain I heard it from the prefect or one of his many servants.
So everyone's against us now. I see. It's one of those campaigns.
Yeah, we went directly to the mage, and the mage had it. We never told the prefect about it.
It's
Mage
And our
ran us.
ghosts.
Actually,
and our,
so when he says he heard it from the prefect, what's the prefect look like at that moment?
Because Anar's going through his notes, and he's sitting there reading minutes from within reason. No, nothing in here about us telling the prefect about this crown or about any of that.
The prefect says yes. He let me know about this crown that he says you all found.
So he
something
told.
you must have told.
So you're saying he heard the crown from you after he told you about the crab. Okay, gotcha. And Anar makes a note in his book.
I mean, you know it's a lie. But the prefect is going to. It must have been one of my people. You did tell one of them when you retrieved this artifact, correct?
No.
Well, he would say the only one that knows of the artifact currently is the one in possession of it, which is I can't ever remember her damn name.
It's in the pins.
Are you sure
I'll
about
have to
mentioning
find
who?
it.
And like Drusus is not mentioning her name,
It
right?
would be Cornelia Valerius.
I assumed you wouldn't mention their name, and you'd ask them who has possession of it.
You know what?
Well,
That's not our problem.
Fair enough.
Oh, that must be it. I must have heard it from Cornelia. Yes, the prefect looks at Drusus. I mean, after all, wait, you brought an artifact back and you didn't turn it over to customs?
well,
cool.
it has not actually entered Imperial borders yet, as Cornelia is keeping it in her tower in Libera Matis.
Well, her tower's on the same island
Well,
threshold
actually,
as
well,
ours.
so he would actually say like we retrieved it on her behalf, and it is in her possession, so it would be her responsibility to run it through customs at that stage.
I see. Then perhaps she told one of my people about it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I gather it is a very, very important artifact for the elves. I hear something of a prophecy of their king's eventual return.
Indeed, and our fellow here would have good reason to know about it since he was after it. But I see we're getting nowhere with this, so on to more pressing concerns, and perhaps we can deal with the matter of his imperial citizenship at a later date.
Are you saying he is not an imperial citizen?
I'm saying if he is, his citizenship is quite old.
Do you still want Cecilia to go grab Felix?
Oh, he would have sent you off a while ago.
Oh yeah, okay. Then she would have gone and done that in this whole time.
Yeah, see, he not the prefect, Jukanda looks at you and says, I understand that slights like this are generally settled by a duel. Is that correct? He says with this dangerous tone of voice.
Corbin's eyes light up.
Corbin's not even.
Yeah, I'm saying you're not there.
No.
Never mind. His
ears light up.
His ears perk up. Like when
That's the
someone
word
sneezes,
duel.
when someone mentions their name, he like sneezes. He does that. He busts open the door. Duel.
I mean, if you wish, Sir Centenius, to press this matter, I'm sure we could find a way to resolve it.
Indeed. But perhaps that is something for you and I to discuss in private after we conclude our business.
Perhaps I'll allow your rudeness to slide for now.
And perhaps I will allow yours to do the same for the moment. In other aspects, Prefect, I first wish to report success in Callium Modicum. The wolf masks have been driven from the area.
Ah, that is excellent news. So they have returned to the fold.
Indeed, we established the local business leaders as temporary leadership. I recommend sending an administrator to the area to report back and ensure that their, let's say, pocketbooks do not wander any further.
If the prefect desires, I can provide a list for him to choose from.
Solo will speak up at that point and say, one has already been dispatched, I believe.
Ah, good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you
Even better.
had sent back to
We
Port
had.
Amelia news.
We had.
And the prefect overall just looks pretty preoccupied.
In the matter of Grassy Knoll, it is actually quite complicated.
Complicated in what way?
Upon arrival, we discovered aura around the town, filling one with unnaturally happy disposition and a desire to stay and never leave. We investigated and eventually found the town to be held by one Lord Canada, which, as I'm sure you're quite aware, is not a real house in the Imperium.
No, it doesn't seem one I'm familiar with, but
Upon investigation, we found that this Lord Canada was actually the one behind this feeling. Essentially, he was, and I'm sure I can describe the being to a mage, someone versed in the arcane, and they can figure out what he actually was. But an extra dimensional being that was essentially using his influence to cast a wide net and convince people to stay. And essentially, he fed off of positive emotion. And so he would force it upon people. Like occasionally, it turns out actually that the wolf masks that were dispatched to the town were actually eaten by him.
good. So the town is loyal to us then.
No,
Whatever.
Lord Canada expressed that he was only loyal to himself. And after we had ascertained all this information, did not desire for us to leave.
In short, the town is ghost. It's half destroyed, and the people are.
So yes. It turns out when this creature is destroyed, it's not good for the environment, shall we say? I recommend after we resolve the matter in Threshold that we send um, some legionnaires and some mages versed in the weave and the shadow to investigate the area. But the people, 200 were rescued from the town. 60 of them are going to Liberum Matis to work the land out there and expand Imperial holding. 139 have returned with us and have begun the process to enlist within the Legion.
And where was this grassy knoll? Could you remind me?
Yeah, so they'll point to it on a map.
At this point, the new elven advisor speaks up and says, "That's quite near to the wolves. To the woods, you say the elves claim as their own. That could be trouble."
Anar won't disagree with that one.
Hmm. You know, it is possible they could see it, sense any nearby magical fallout as an attack. They could automatically blame us, as they don't want to do.
There's another thing we need to deal with. So, what do you suggest we should do with the elves? Confine them in some way to the woods? Should we resettle them elsewhere?
And Drusus will allow the elven expert to speak first.
Well, actually, Sola speaks up first and says we should just cart them all off in chains. It's the easiest way to deal with their like. And
Oh my.
Volus speaks up and says that would probably be a mistake. They're already discontent, and you would not want to lead to an open rebellion, would you?
I agree with Sir Solus that it is the easiest method. However, that does not make it the best method. I share our friend here's sentiments about it's potentially making things worse down the road. I would say, um, perhaps, as for now, do as we have, avoid the force to all of our potential, and then perhaps when we have the leverage, we can decide on integration or relocation. I do at least agree with him on the matter of resolving this issue of the return of the Elven King, as perhaps it could be used to our benefit.
Yes, he speaks up and again and says, "Tell me, Centenius, do the elves know that the crown has been located?"
As far as I am aware, no elf has been informed, unless there was an Oni.
An Oni, you say?
Yes, he claimed to have been after the crown for many years and attempted to assault us. Oddly enough, after we had already handed it over. Um, we have not seen him since. I'm not sure the elves would even trust him, let alone work with him. But that is the only potential way I could see them knowing at this stage. Unless
Thinking
we have a lead.
Can I show up at this point?
Thinking of what I know, the elves do not trust spirits such as the Oni.
This is a closed door meeting.
Oh, damn!
I
I'm
mean,
And
pretty.
here I am with my
Like I know Cecilia was asked to get Felix, so like Felix would be the only one.
Are Onis fiends?
They're giants.
They're giants.
Nah, never mind. I would not be able to divine sense them.
And I can't detect good or evil of them or anything.
That one you might be able to decide good or evil.
No. You can't. They don't fit under giants.
Oh, I was thinking just because evil.
No,
No,
it doesn't do alignment. There's no alignment in 5e. It's
yeah,
a creature type.
it doesn't actually check for alignment.
It's
That's
a
annoying.
creature type in 5e because 5e forgoes the alignment.
I
because
think
5e made alignment not matter.
yeah, well, there's that, and I think it became an issue with like, oh look, let me uncover the secret evil guy in the Lord's Council. It's him. I can smell him. You know.
I mean, a good DM would be like, and now that's counted as harassing people. You're going to jail now.
Hey, yeah, basically what I just got told. Yeah, prove it.
Magic is not admissible in a court of law.
Cut his throat open, see what comes out.
Except Zone of Truth, which is always cast over the witness stand.
Could that be considered testimony manipulation? Could that be
Technically, it's
considered
the
like
opposite.
tampering with the witness?
Technically, it's the opposite.
Yes, I know. Hold on.
This is what it reads.
I am really glad that I'm not there in character. I'm going to be honest.
So would Cecilia have grabbed Felix at this point?
That kind of depends. Where did Corbin go? Because I followed him.
He went back to his room.
Okay, then I
Or
would
if
go.
it's not going to join me for a drink, go find it that way.
Then I just wandered off somewhere. I don't since I
Hold on. Did you actually like follow him to the room or just
no, like if you
okay?
I don't know what you mean by room, so
Like, I assume he gets like a room at the end.
okay. I mean, if you just
And
do
so
that,
did
then
you
yeah, then
follow
I'm just
him
leave.
to where he goes into his room.
No, like if you go
Okay.
into like an inn to get a room, I just from there I just wander off,
Oh, okay.
and I don't want to be found. So
You don't want to be found. You don't want to be any part of this. Okay.
yeah, I just wandered off. I don't want to be found. I want to be left alone.
Fair enough. Is it thievery time?
So Cecilia would have to be searching around trying to find you and not finding you.
I guess yeah, unless they somehow beat 22.
That's a no.
Nope. Not today.
It would be literally
Not today.
impossible for Cecilia to beat that.
Well, I can use guidance on myself.
I don't think you wouldn't be able to beat it, so it wouldn't count.
If
It
she
wouldn't
rolls
matter.
well,
A 4 wouldn't beat it.
it matching
It's-
wins, but then
Yeah.
again, they're
Yeah.
both rolling, so I don't know how that works.
You are guided to utterly find no trace of him. The Saints do not wish you to find him today.
That's okay. Felix is fulfilling his role quite nicely at this point.
So I assume you would have gone back to tell Drusus that Felix just fucked off.
Cecilia would re-enter the room silently.
I gotcha.
She wouldn't bring without Felix, but she wouldn't mention anything at this point.
Okay.
So we're not feeling confrontational towards the Oni today. All right.
Well, Felix also doesn't know the Oni is here.
I don't know what's there, so
If the contest results in a tie, situation remains the same as it was before the contest.
That doesn't help.
If you want to
Uh,
issue a duel in Corvin's name, he would not opposed.
the situation before the contest between investigation and stealth would be that you don't see Felix
So the defender would win in this case. Okay.
in this case.
Okay.
Wait, I could have gone perception, but that would have only met it.
At best.
Yeah, it would have just met +3 in perception.
All right. Well, we are here. The new advisor here is suggesting that you not let the elves know about the crown. It would be a bad idea. Might even encourage them to open acts of rebellion.
Well, I was more speaking if we could perhaps establish someone friendly to us as this returned king using the crown as legitimacy. And he's kind of looking at the Oni, saying this, kind of giving him a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, can I telepathy the Oni? Can I do that?
You can try.
Whether or
So
not he
he-
receives this, you don't know.
Yeah, so he would telepathy to him as perhaps we can work together on this. We can talk about it later.
He does say out loud to your last statement there that, why, have you got an elf somewhere who will be willing to betray his people? Full-blooded, mind you. They're not
You
going to
would-
accept any half-blood, probably.
You would be surprised what some are willing to do for bits of power.
He just kind of grunts at this. The prefect says, if you two are well done on the elves, is there anything else you want to tell us about your recent adventures, Sir Centinius?
let's see, we went over Slightly Hot. Went over Grassy Knoll. We went over what we did with all the people. Is the Legate there?
No, just the 2 advisors.
Okay.
Legate's busy.
Drusus will say, I will ensure that. So I have ensured that an officer at the barracks has become aware of his new recruits, and I'm sure they will do with them as they can. Otherwise, do we have any updates on our plans to retake Threshold?
The prefect face palms and sighs, looking suddenly very, very tired. He says, no, the military wishes to attack. I tell them that's a bad idea. And they suggest assassination, and I say, okay, who? And they field
Drusus
soldiers.
raises his hand.
But he says, you are. He looks at you and says, yes, you have something to add there.
I have a small party of seasoned adventurers, many of whom are well equipped in stealth, the rest of whom are well equipped in deception. We have enough mass for the 8 of us. If the Legates could work on a plan for insertion and ideally extraction, we could take it from there.
I mean, it is a simple matter to deliver you to Threshold. Extraction is another matter. You would have to escape the town on your own.
And we are. She is the only one with a blood claim of any sort to the throne that we know of, at least within their ranks.
Within their ranks, she is the only one we know of. I mean, most of the wolves keep themselves masked and hidden. But blood claims, distant relations to the Emperor are fairly common, but hers is rather close. A close cousin, I believe.
I see
Now,
now why her house was so important.
there is another possibility, but she is the closest relative I am sure of that is alive.
The other
Perhaps an
possibility.
example should be made.
So her claim is the strongest so far?
In the East, yes.
I think the 2 main ones was the first and the third in the West, where are like as related as she is. They're also cousins.
They are cousins. Determining the exact distance to the throne is not something easily done when you're talking about cousins. You'd have to sort out family trees, make sure they aren't forged, all of that sort of shit. And believe
A
me,
lot of work for the librarians. It's hard to do when there's soldiers stomping everywhere.
yes, and at this point, the prefects over there are probably doing things like pulling out documents that nobody has seen in 200 years, establishing a closer link between the 2 families.
Indeed.
Made up.
But we can at least go a long way to restoring the order in the East, and there should not be anyone with a close blood tie to rise and take her place.
The hope is we make an example of this one, and none other will try the same thing. Hopefully,
The next closest we can is still in Port Amelia, I take it, or somewhere that is not allied with them. We have tabs on them, as it were.
as far as I know, the next closest relations are all in families that support me at the time being. Those are the only ones I am sure of.
In real life, I need to wrap this up. So
Fair enough. We're pretty much here at the end anyway. He says he can get you into Port Amelia. It's your own lookout to get out.
we will ask for like layout and information on, ideas as to how to get out from the Legate when we see him later.
Yeah, I mean you already know of a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Mhm.
Here you go. You have a map.
All right. So next week, the assault on Threshold.
Oh, this is gonna go terribly.
Oh, it is, but I love it.
So I
either
have a
way.
question. If you ignore
You know, she's
how,
probably right, I guess.
all right, if you ignore how like wanting all the players to like be included and such, who would it make sense to leave behind? Who, like, if you ignore the fact that like you'd want everyone to get to play, who would it make sense to actually send on this mission?
If you want to actually leave somebody behind in your assault force, that's up to you guys, but you need to talk about it.
That's what I mean. I'm thinking like, because there are at least two people that do not have any useful skills in this regard. At least two.
Who's that?
Me and Corbin.
Corvin would be tank, and you would be.
On a stealth mission, a tank. If you have to have a tank in a stealth mission, you have already screwed up.
It's still assassination.
It
Glorious
is still a
assassination.
stealth. It is a
I mean,
stealth.
okay. This is also assuming that we don't need to take out all the guards at once. It's stealth up into the battle, and then it's getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Like
It
I'm
is a
okay with
limited
that.
stuff.
Like I'm okay with that. I'm just bringing up like realistically, like ignore. Okay, like I said, I'm ignoring the fact that we're making concessions for the game so that people can participate. Because that's kind of a given at this point.
All right, let me make a Thrycreen assassin here real quick.
But
Just-
realistically,
All right, I'm done.
it does not make sense for most of the party. To get
Do you
to.
think like a Navy SEAL team is entirely made up of dudes who are really, really stealthy?
No.
Okay, that's the point.
Okay. Like I'm fine with whatever we decide to do either way. It's just a thought.
I mean, if you want to leave Corbin behind, I'll fucking make a new character. Like, I don't care.
We just practice aggressive stealth.
What?
If
That is
you,
to say murdering every guard in the way?
They're stealthy enough.
You can't you like let me put it this way. Like if there's no witnesses, like then you're still stealthy, right? That's how that works, right?
It's
There, that means
something.
this would be Corvin.
Hmm.
So are we done here?
I think it's done. It's now down to talk amongst yourselves for the next week.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all later.
Have a good one.
Toodles.
Yeah, I think I wanted to talk with Certos this night. Like at some point if he's still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. At some point shortly before, just to make sure there wasn't anything else anyone else wanted to do, right? I don't think so. Okay.
Nope.
At some point before like I go to sleep, I'm gonna go see if I can find Certos. I don't know where he like my guess would be like at the at the church of like because that's kind of his shtick. But I'd
Sertos
want
would most likely be trying to help with the refugees. He'd be settling them wherever they can be, getting them food, providing small services, that sort of do.
right. But I'm talking about like late at night, like right before like he'd go to bed.
He'll probably stay with the refugees.
Okay. Well, that would probably be my second guess in character. So at some point, I'm gonna find you and ask if we can talk privately for a little while.
No, absolutely, mistress. I'm happy to help you. What do you need?
Well, I don't really need help, I suppose. I just would like to talk with you about how things went. Um, is that acceptable?
Serto's face kind of falls a little, and he seems like kind of a little uncomfortable. Well,
If you don't,
certainly, but
if you don't feel
no, it's
comfortable,
fine. It's fine. I realize that perhaps I wasn't the most present, and
no, that's not what I meant at all. That I wasn't going to. I
Alright, I'm gonna hop
going.
off here.
You're good. See ya. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't even consider that. That wasn't what I was getting at all. Um,
I'm also gonna hop off. See you guys.
you're good. See ya.
take it easy. Have a
Yeah.
good night.
I guess I just wanted to ask if you were doing all right. I can't imagine the last couple of days have been easy for you.
It's I guess suppose that the question that keeps coming up for me is what we're all doing out here. When they first asked me to be part of this group, I really didn't know what to expect. I figured, though, that at the end of the day, we would be helping people. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like, by and large, we are. Until we came to the grassy knoll. Feels like that's the first time, maybe that and Goosetown, where we were actually doing good for people. Oh no, that doesn't sound
No,
great,
no,
and I don't know if I would say that to Master Druce's face. But that's where I've been struggling, I suppose. Why are we out here? What are we doing?
yeah, yeah. I see. I see. I understand how you feel. Um, I'm trying to think of what I actually want to say in character because yeah, that's gonna hit some heavy stuff. Um, no, you're right. I'm not entirely sure either. Um, I do know that as as far as I know, our mission was never like helping people would be nice and I'm sure my cousin deep in his heart, I'm sure he wants to do that too. You've seen him. You've seen how he's agonized over some of the decisions he's had to make. And I don't I don't think he's trying to hurt anyone. I think he's just trying to do the best he can, just like you are. And that's all we really can do.
You
You
know,
know?
before we had the talk with these refugees, I don't know if I would have agreed with you, but after seeing him take counsel and speak with them and give them the option, something that they had never had before, I think you're right. I do think that Master Drusus is a good person. I think the struggle is that maybe his responsibilities mean sometimes putting people last. I don't know if that's true, but sometimes that's how it feels.
It is. It is true. Um, I'm going to be honest that part of the reason Jesus does what he does, at least from my understanding, is that as someone of his status is, he ultimately has to put certain things above the well-being of the common folk, and he knows that. And I don't think he's happy with that, but that's the society we live in, and that's just something he has to deal with to get what he wants. And believe me, I think that if it were possible for him to avoid that, he would. And Larisha's going to look up to the sky at this point. Take a deep breath, and she's gonna keep going. This was one of the reasons why I got out of this life when I could. Um, I knew that I knew that I if I kept on the path that my parents wanted me to, that I'd probably wind up married off to another house or to do some some other nonsense for my family to gain power. They're all like that. And I think that I think that Jesus knows that that's what's expected of him and is trying to do the best he can within those bounds.
I understand. And I feel that that's probably true. But then, if I may ask, why are you out here?
Lucia's gonna chuckle at that response, and she's just going to rather bluntly say, I'm out here because my family wanted to get rid of me. I didn't have a
Sometimes I feel
choice.
like I'm out here because the church wanted to get rid of me.
You know, Certos, you're a good person. And I think that regardless of the reason that you're out here, that this is where the order thinks you need to be.
You know, when we learned about the saints and the great things that they accomplished, there are two things that I think are true. The first is that the things that they've done were always in service of the people. And the second is that these are the people who were brave and strong enough to go out and write their own story. And I feel that's what you're doing, Lady Luricha. You didn't want to accept a story that was written for you. You wanted to come out and you wanted to figure it out on your own. I think that shows a lot of strength.
You could say that.
Or maybe we're both a couple of idiots out here thinking that we can change things. I guess we'll find, and time will tell.
Well, regardless of whether we think we can change things, the best we can do is try, you know? I I truly believe that eventually like we can make things better. But it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time.
I guess sometimes some people will have to get hurt. And that's maybe what I'm struggling with.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. But and I don't believe me, I don't want people to get hurt either. That's not well, I'd say that's not what I signed up for, but I didn't particularly have a choice. So that's that's just the world we live in. And ultimately, I believe that we just have to do the best we can in the roles we have. And that's all anyone can really do.
I'm sorry, somebody was knocking at the door and we didn't know who they were, and it's 10:30 at night, so we were a little worried.
You're good.
I just wanted to, well, I really appreciate you coming to talk to me and helping me get my head straight. I um I didn't want to be the one holding this all down.
Believe me, Sertos, I don't think you're holding anyone down. I think, like I said, I think you're just doing the best you can with what you have. And that's all anyone can really ask.
Can I ask you for something?
Of course.
You let me know if there's anything I could do for you.
Lucia's gonna smile slightly at that comment. Of course I will. Of course I will.
That would make me happy.
But for now, I don't think you should stay up too much longer. I have the suspicion that we're gonna have a busy day tomorrow.
At least this idea of going back to Threshold feels like we're helping people.
I just wish it was under better circumstances.
Me too. Well, I guess I'll head to bed. You take it easy, Lady Larissa. We're gonna go rescue those camels of yours.
You too. See you tomorrow. All right.
And scene.
Yep. Thanks